An opportunity to just kind of sneak your way in, being an okay quarterback and running the ball and playing solid defense and trying to ugly it up.
Bart Scott of Bart and Hahn on Get Up. Kenny Pickett is the backup Sunday with Mason Rudolph as the number 3 QB. U.S. Open men's quarterfinals. Casper Ruud beat Matteo Berrettini in straight sets. Live coverage of the women's quarters between Ons Jabeur and Ayla Tomljanovic coming up on ESPN TV. Star LSU defensive tackle Mason Smith will miss the rest of this season with a torn ACL sustained in the season-opening loss.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, 2 men, 1 journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit.
Let's go!
Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, The Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And, of course, you can see us. See our lovely faces. The Ginger Ninja and me, Tank Spencer, in all my skinny glory. Here in the Ingles Studio on YouTube, just go to thesportsocracy.com, click on that live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat and, get your thoughts out there because today is going to be a big day. We don't have a show tomorrow because of Braves baseball.
And we've got college football starting on Thursday.
Yes.
We'll have Asheville Police Chief David Zack, the newlywed himself, in here with us on Friday. So we realized we don't actually have a day to do NFL previews.
That's right. Week 1 preview. It's all coming your way. Over the next 3 hours, we do have some college football to touch up on. The new top 25 poll came out. Plus, there was a heck of a game last night in Atlanta.
Well, I don't know if it was a heck of a game. It was hard to watch.
It was very hard to watch. Clemson. Y'all got some problems. We're going to go through the storylines of each and every NFL game coming up this week, and it all kicks off on Thursday. We'll have the daily draft in the top of the third hour of the program as well, where Jeremy and I will be drafting our favorite matchups for week 1 of the NFL season. And, of course, don't forget, while you're watching us on YouTube, go into the description and click on the link to be a part of the battle for the belt.
We have an announcement for that as well. We have some free entries that we will be giving away over the course of the next few shows. We're also going to give those that were the early birds and signed up, we're going to give you a chance at some bonus points that we'll talk about later in this here program.
Nice. Battle for the belt gets underway this week. You want to be Beer City's best fantasy football player, all you got to do is follow the link, make your donation, $20 donation, get you into the contest, and the belt is on the line for the year-long DFS competition. But you also will throw you into a best ball league. You can draft with some fellow Sportsocracy members and have some fun each and every week. Winners of those leagues will get an extra 25 points, a bonus, into the final score of the DFS competition. So that winning your best ball league may just vault you into the number 1 slot to win the big prize pack that we have put together. Over $1,000 in gift cards and such from our lovely sponsors, as well as the custom-made championship wrestling style belt with the Sportsocracy logo, our lovely sponsors logos as well. It is going to be phenomenal, a whole lot of fun throughout the entire year. We will have updates throughout the season every week on who's winning. It's going to be fun.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that every week. The leaderboard will be out on Tuesdays. You gotta make sure all of the things happen. Stat corrections,
right? You got to get the Monday out of the
DFS usually
way.
Don't have to deal with stat corrections, but in a tournament like this, you do.
Mm-hmm. So It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Follow the link in the description of the YouTube videos. Plus, you can find the link on all of our social medias at The Sportsocracy. Last night in Atlanta, we had the Chick-fil-A kickoff game between Georgia Tech and Clemson.
And that was a nice way of saying Chick-fil-A's from Atlanta, Georgia Tech's from Atlanta. You're in.
Yeah.
Because nobody on this planet would pay to watch you play football.
No, and you know, I was looking forward to seeing DJ Uiagalelei come out and pay off on the hype that has been around him this offseason. He's trimmed down 25 pounds. He's got more experience under his belt. He's gonna look really good. He knows that Cade Klubnik is breathing down his neck, so it's gonna give him that extra motivation to be really good this year. And it was probably the worst half of football I saw from a quarterback all season. Well, so far this season.
It was horrid. Horrid.
Clemson, you got a problem.
Well, you have a problem and you have an easy fix to it. There's an easy fix to this. Mm-hmm. And here, look, I'm not gleaning anything off the drive that I saw Cade Klubnik have. Georgia Tech was dead by that time.
Yes.
You want to know why Clemson scored? Do you know how many of the last 25 minutes of that game, how many do you think Georgia Tech possessed the football?
10 minutes.
8.
Wow.
8 of the last 25 minutes. They had a first down. The defense was dead. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure I couldn't have gone out there and played quarterback against Georgia Tech and looked halfway decent. Mm-hmm. DJ Uiagalelei is not a quarterback. Period. You can put lipstick on this any way you want to. He is bad. And look, I've been doing this for quite some time. You can vouch for this. When I tell you there is nothing you can do to fix that quarterback, how many times have you ever heard me say that? In the years we've been doing this, how many times have I said that?
7 million.
Okay, allow me to rephrase that. How many times have I said it about a quarterback at a high-level program like this? 6?
Maybe.
How many times have I been wrong?
None.
There you go. There are certain things with a quarterback you're not going to fix. Mm-hmm. Not trusting your eyes, you'll never fix it. I've been doing this for over a decade. I've watched slews of quarterbacks that did not trust what they saw. And there's a reason for that. Because they're not digesting what's in front of them at the rate that a quarterback's supposed to. He's not. Mm-hmm. Can he run? Sure. His arm is subpar. His decision-making is brutally bad at times. And I got news for you. There's not enough around him to prop him up.
But did you, I mean, even when he took off and ran, did you think that he looked good doing it? Did you think that
he is an athletic kid?
Because on the broadcast, they just kept talking about, oh, look how agile he is with that 25 pounds of weight loss. And I'm going, he looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin trying to run.
I didn't see it that way, no.
He just looked stiff to me.
I saw a very big-bodied quarterback that had slimmed down, was faster, still not agile. The agility wasn't there. Mm-hmm. This was not a seamless thing.
And every time it looked like he had a step or an opening, he fell.
Yeah.
Tripped over his own feet. He even said it after the game, like, I felt like if I could have had my knees higher. Okay, well, why didn't you?
It's just, look, Clemson. I know that there has been a lot of talk of, well, Clemson could be the fourth team in the college football playoff. Let me make this as clear as I can. The team I saw last night, you don't have a snowball's chance in Atlanta. Mm-mm. The team I saw last night could lose 5 games. It wouldn't shock me in the least. Mm-hmm. Your defense is terrifying.
So is your offense.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. And your offense should be too. They didn't even average 4 yards a carry last night.
No.
With Will Shipley, who is tremendously talented. Mm-hmm. The offensive line looked disjointed. There's just a lot to work on here. And I tried to say this all offseason. You can't tell me you're losing both coordinators and, no, the logo's the same. We're still wearing the same jerseys. I saw 4 ACC teams that I'm telling you right now would give you everything you wanted and more. Mm-hmm. And if you think, and I've already heard this a couple times because I am wearing a lovely North Carolina shirt, not necessarily by choice. Laundry day. Last pair of pants was blue. This shirt was blue.
Nice.
Here's how we decided on it.
Also, ring the bell for Captain Obvious in the YouTube stream. Says DJ spirals look like the Dr. Pepper halftime throwing challenge, and he runs about a 6.8.
That's about right. I would agree with both of those things.
Yeah. He just did not look good at all. And I kept trying to figure out as I was watching it is the play calling, are they doing this on purpose because they just want to ease him into the work? Are they being super conservative? Or do they know that he can't handle it?
They know he can't handle it. They know he can't handle it. If you look at that Georgia Tech roster, just the roster itself, there were not 5 players on that field that belonged on that field with Clemson, and they played you straight up for almost 3 full quarters.
They did.
The only reason that this game got as out of hand as it did is because you kept them on the field for so long that how thin they were defensively showed up. Mm-hmm. They got so tired that they couldn't do anything. And so it became really easy to just go, we got more players, get the ball in somebody's hands and let them take off. And that's what they did. Mm-hmm. Now, you've got 2 weeks. You play Furman this week, you play Louisiana Tech the next week. After that, it's at Wake Forest, NC State, at Boston College, at Florida State, Syracuse, at Notre Dame, Louisville, Miami. Mm-hmm. There are losable games here, and that is the reason that I'm saying, if Dabo Swinney wants to prove me wrong, because I have long said he is a good coach in college football. I don't think he's a great coach. I have never thought he was a great coach. I think he is a good CEO that hires well. And now you've lost Tony Elliott, you've lost Brent Venables, and now it's on you. Now you're the guy because you're breaking in 2 coordinators, and you can love these guys to death. There's still a learning curve here, and if you don't figure it out, I'm telling you right now, you could hang 4 losses, and it wouldn't shock me in the least. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't shock me in the least. And that's with what might be the best defense I saw all weekend long. That may be the best defense I saw all weekend long. I can tell you they have more playmakers than I have seen from anybody else. Mm-hmm. They have high-level NFL talent on every layer of that defense.
Yes.
And the offense gets the ball in advantageous situations and still can't do anything with it. Against Georgia Tech, great. You wait them out, they'll beat themselves. Mm-hmm. That's a program that I believe, if I remember correctly, they have 8 wins in 2 years. They played heads up with you for 45 minutes.
Satisfied Browns fan in the YouTube comment says, hell, if Georgia Tech could have played the second half like they did the first, they probably would have won that game.
If they were deeper,
they could have.
If that was a deeper roster, and it's just not. I mean, Jeff Collins has done, I think, at least an admirable job. Because 2 years ago, that would have lasted for about a quarter. Mm-hmm. And then the fact that they just had absolutely no one would have shown itself. That didn't happen.
Yeah. It just, last night, the Clemson offense did not live up to any expectation that anybody had. You expected they were going to come out and they were just going to punch Georgia Tech in the mouth and it was going to be all over but the crying in the first quarter. And it didn't. They couldn't even get into the end zone in the first quarter. And I kept waiting. Hey, okay, it's Klubnik time. And Dabo just can't do it.
No, the loyalty may be what burns him. And look, that's what bad – I shouldn't say bad. That is what not great coaches do. They get beholden to the vet guy, and I'm going to ride my – no. The better player plays. And if you watched even a handful of snaps with Klubnik, he looks the part of a quarterback. Mm-hmm. With the way his eyes work, with the way the feet work, with the ability in the pocket to get to the next level, do all of the things that people like me look for to project you to the next level. DJ Uiagalelei does 0 of them. 0 stars, would not recommend. Mm-hmm. Cade does a few of them, and I think will develop into more. You got 2 weeks to get him ready to play when you start playing actual legitimate talent where they're not at a huge disadvantage to you. If you don't figure something out, this could be the most disappointing season we've seen out of any top 5 team in a long time.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. When it comes to losing weight and getting healthier, there is one name that I now trust above all others, and it's Dr. Ashley Lucas. The PhD weight loss program has helped me lose more than 85 pounds since Thanksgiving. The numbers speak for themselves. The PhD team has helped me through the process with the guidance of Dr. Ashley Lucas, who is the owner and founder, and now she has a new title, best-selling author. Her new book, 5 Steps to Reset the Scale, is a bestseller on Amazon. PhD is helping me collapse the visceral fat that has been holding me back all these years. And I'm also learning how to break the addictions that I have with food. PhD provides me with 80% of the food that I need to have success on the program, and at under 210 pounds, it has opened up a whole new world to me. Get Dr. Ashley Lucas's book, 5 Steps to Reset the Scale, at myphdweightloss.com. PhD Weight Loss, the official weight loss program of the Clemson Tigers and their fans.
Attention, it's time for the morning announcements. Make sure your parents are aware of the Ingles Tools for Schools program and ask them to link their Ingles Advantage card to our school. Remember, you have to do it each year. Now please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Honest Truly Calming Collection is our must-have for Hazy's nighttime routine. The tear-free shampoo body wash and moisturizing conditioner help make bath time easy. The Truly Calming face and body lotion nourishes his delicate skin throughout the night. Honest overnight diapers keep leaks on lock for up to 12 hours, so we can both get a good night's sleep. For sweet dreams, end your kiddo's day with the Honest Truly Calming Collection.
Hey folks, DG here. Y'all know I've always loved the slogan, Smiles Change Lives, which I first heard years ago from Dr. Rebecca Merrill of Asheville Smiles. I hope you will live that slogan here in 2022. Whether it's just time for a routine cleaning, you want to learn more about Invisalign, a great alternative to braces, you need a diagnosis and treatment plan, or if you don't have dental insurance, you just want to learn more about her special membership plans. 828-251-2426 or AshevilleSmiles.com.
Baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis. No matter what your game is, defense matters. Same thing goes for COVID-19. Help protect yourself with a booster shot. Now recommended for people 5 years and older. Schedule an appointment as soon as you are eligible, following completion of your primary series. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Hey, at least they got to play the fight song a bunch. I mean,
Florida State got to play LSU's a couple times, which was
hilarious.
I want that to be a thing. All right, if you're a band director in this country and you play up against a team, especially a team you're not supposed to beat, learn their fight song.
Learn their fight
song, because that's my new favorite thing I've ever seen.
That was great. But, yeah, Clemson's got problems. They have problems with the quarterback. Dabo has to be he's got to shed this whole loyalty thing. And that's one of the things that I love about Dabo is that kind of old school coach mentality, and he is loyal to a fault. I kind of admire that about him, but when it puts your football program, I know it's going to sound crazy to say, in danger. I mean, it's not going anywhere. He's not losing his job or anything like that. But what I mean is you're supposed to be the class of the ACC. You're supposed to be a Final Four contender, a college football playoff contender. And what I saw in the first half of last night's game, you're just not.
And one of our resident Clemson fans, Mr. Kevin Vick, doesn't disagree with the bulk of what's been said here. However, wants to see what they do after a few games with new coordinators. That's kind of my point. So you said Clemson has a few problems.
Yes.
I disagree with you.
Okay.
They have a problem.
It's
because
the quarterback?
That one problem is what is bringing about everything else.
So,
I sat there and watched.
So it was the quarterback play that made the offensive line look bad.
They're sending the hellhounds on every down because they're not scared of you. They have no fear of DJ Uiagalelei. You're not going to beat me deep. This is the Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts. I could do this with a bunch of quarterbacks. If I have no fear that you can't pop me 40 yards downfield regularly, I'm just going to send 6 at you all the time.
Right.
And look, your 5 linemen and your running back, that's cute. I'm sending blitzers from different places. I don't have to be wildly exotic to get home regularly, especially when I have a quarterback that's not setting the protections correctly, which I saw multiple times. I thought Will Shipley got killed at one point last night because he had set the protection wrong. So all 5 linemen shift to the left. Shipley picks up a blitzer on the right side and just got absolutely eviscerated. Well, after I rewound it, that's the beauty of live television. Now you can rewind it. It's the best pass rusher on the team. So you're putting their best pass rusher against your 4'7" running back. Yep, you did that wrong.
Yeah.
You did that wrong. And that's on the quarterback. And that's kind of my point, is if you had Tony Elliott and he was bringing him along and he really understood the system and he was used to calling plays, that's one thing. Brandon Streeter is a guy that I completely believe in. But it's going to take some time. And you need somebody that can recognize these things. And I'm not saying that DJ couldn't. Right now, I think he's so far in his own head, it appeared to me that he was having to think really hard about things that you should not be thinking that hard about. That's not saying he's not a smart quarterback. That's how people will hear that. That's not what I'm saying. There's a lot that goes into this. There's a lot that goes into this offense. And when you start second-guessing yourself and you don't trust what you see and you're having to line up and you're really tied up against the play clock, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. And he's doing that so often against a bad Georgia Tech team. I can only imagine what would happen against a defensive coordinator that has a lot of pieces to move around. That Florida State team we saw against LSU, I'm not telling you they score on you. They can throw some exotic things your way defensively, and I'm not sure he's ready for that.
Yeah, the clock is ticking on the DJ Uiagalelei era, and it needs to be up, in my opinion. If it were me, I'd have pulled him out in the first half.
If it were me, I'd be playing Cade Klubnik this week.
Absolutely.
I know I'm going to win these 2 games no matter what. I want to know what I have in you.
Yep. I think you already know what you have. I mean, I'm not saying he's on the level of a Trevor Lawrence or a Deshaun Watson or Kelly Bryant even. But it's clear you don't have any of those types of guys in DJ.
I heard the Dusty Dvorak make this comparison last night. DJ Uiagalelei reminds me of Kelly Bryant. A lot. Did you notice that when Kelly Bryant was there, you didn't hit that next level? It's because the offense becomes very limited. When I know you can't do – when there's certain things that you cannot do –
you can't open up the playbook.
Exactly.
Right.
And so defensively, I can. At any given time, somebody has their playbook wide open. It's just a question of who it is. And if it's not you, you are at a gross disadvantage. And that's where Clemson's at now. However, the new poll's out, and they're still at 4, which I don't really understand, but okay.
I mean, but this is what we do. As long as you don't win, as long as you don't lose, you're not going to drop.
I apologize. In the AP, they fell to 5. Michigan passed them.
Okay. Well, at least there's that. At least the media was good enough to go, yeah, there's something off about this Clemson team. But in the coaches' poll, they're still 4.
I'm firmly of the belief that we shouldn't do rankings until the 4th week of the season. I will beat that drum until we stop doing it.
Yeah, we're never going to do it.
And I'm well aware of that.
Okay. Just so we're clear.
Look, we're to the new world order of college football, so I'm just throwing things out there hoping something sticks.
Coaches poll, Georgia did move up 1 spot from 3 to 2, leapfrogging Ohio State. Michigan 5, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Baylor, Notre Dame, and Oklahoma State round out the top 10. That's a lot of Big 12 teams.
Right it will 10. Sort itself out. I have no fear.
Oh, I have no doubt about that. Another surprising ranking of this new poll, NC State didn't drop.
That didn't surprise me.
It did me.
That didn't surprise me in the least.
Well, I know it didn't surprise you because, again, you're a huge believer in Mike Houston and the East Carolina Pirates.
I am, and I know that that's a tough place to go play. Mm-hmm. That is the place that is the game they had circled for months and months and months. It didn't really change anything, I believe. Now, do I think they were overranked in the first place? By a little bit, not tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, my question would be, all right, so you think they were supposed to go down. Who was supposed to pass them exactly?
Pittsburgh.
Stop. Pittsburgh that should have lost to my West Virginia Mountaineers at home. Stop.
Miami.
Now we can kind of talk, but at the end of the day, you beat Bethune-Cookman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you scored 70 points. Whoopee-woo.
I would throw Florida in there, but I know that they were not ranked before.
You can't jump them that high.
Right, you can't put them in the top 15 after they were unranked.
The only two that I would even listen to would be Miami and Arkansas. Other than that, all right, just let this bear out. It will bear itself out. Give it time.
Sure it will.
Now, the AP, they saw USC the same way I did. They went, oops, we have boo-booed this. We need to get on the right side of USC because they're not going to lose a game all year. Just saying, I got them at 9.5 wins, and they don't play another team they could lose to until Notre Dame.
Nice. Biggest falls, Oregon fell completely out of the AP poll. In the coaches poll, they fell to 24, but they fell completely out of the AP poll. You had Utah falling 6 spots after losing to Florida.
That's about right.
I mean, they're at 13 this week.
Yeah, you got your way with NC State in the AP poll.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, they fell 5 spots in the AP poll.
See, now that's where they need to be.
I can't agree with that. If they played Michigan State right now, you got to bet your house on it. You taking Sparty or NC State?
I didn't watch Michigan State, so I haven't. I don't know.
You didn't miss much.
Yeah.
They struggled to score against Western Michigan.
Oh, see, there you go.
I bet it. Trust me. I watched enough of it.
Ranked just ahead of NC State in the AP poll. You got Miami, Arkansas, Pittsburgh. I think you nailed it. Good for you. Tennessee jumping into the top 25 as well.
And they should be.
In the AP poll.
And they should be.
Absolutely. I mean, look.
Even you, the biggest Tennessee hater on the planet.
Points against Ball State. I don't care. You saw that game and you went, that's an electric offense.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do big things.
And just so you know, it's not exactly like we're taking a weekend off. Because we got big games this weekend, too. Alabama going to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Appalachian State, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Pittsburgh. Oh, it's going to be great. I love football season. And you got Kentucky, Florida.
Yep.
That will be the low-key game of the week.
Yes, sir, it will be. And we will talk more about the college football when we return with you on Thursday. But coming up after the break, we're going to get just a bit outside, and then we're going to begin our previews and storylines of each and every game in the NFL for Week 1. It is almost here. It all kicks off on Thursday night. You got the LA Rams and the Buffalo Bills. That'll be the first one up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
And we're dealing with some leftover showers here tonight and Wednesday, just some isolated thunderstorms where they do occur, capable of dumping some pretty good rainfall. Humidity stays high here and drops some into midweek. 64 degrees our low tonight, isolated storm tomorrow, high 79. And then light showers Thursday, Friday, and in heavier rains into the weekend with temperatures in the 60s and 70s this weekend. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag. Wendy's Biggie Bag is still just $5. Get a double-stack junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT plus 4-piece nugs, small fries, and a small drink. Grab your bag at Wendy's today. Includes choice of double-stack JBC or crispy chicken BLT with 4-piece nugs, small drink, and fries. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Better sleep gives you the energy you need to spend more time doing the things you love. Your sleep equipment helps you manage your sleep disorder and live a more active life, but it only works if you use it. Sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning, and SoClean is a helpful complement to your daily routine. Join over 2 million SoClean customers enjoying peace of mind. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Find out more at SoClean.com. Always follow the manufacturer's instruction. Prepayment required for risk-free trial. For contraindications and details, visit SoClean.com.
This is Loyalty Lab Interview 6. Subject, grandmother's loyalty. Margie, what do you do when your grandson misbehaves?
Angels don't misbehave.
Here we study the most loyal, like you and... Oh, there goes the lamp.
Shouldn't have put it there.
Shell and the Fuel Rewards program has our members' backs, too. It's super easy to save on every gallon. Loyal, just like how you acted like that wasn't his fault.
Someone should clean that up before he gets hurt.
Yes! Loyal, just like that.
10 years of FR.com. Terms and conditions apply.
TrackPhone wants to know, are you an influencer? A big live streamer? No? Then guess what? You don't need an endless data plan. Get just the right amount of data with TrackPhone's $40 unlimited talk and text smartphone plan. Now with 8 gigs of high-speed data and unlimited carryover on America's largest, most dependable network, now with 5G. Get the data you need at the price you want. TrackPhone Wireless. Now you're in control. Available at major retailers. 5G compatible device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at trackphone.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Welcome back into the Ingles Studio. We're always brought to you by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And here in the Sportsocracy, we do this every day at 3:30, where we talk about just some weird, random sports stories. And since we're getting ready to talk about the NFL's Week 1, thought this was fitting. The New England Patriots, they got a big game in Miami this weekend, opening up the season against their bitter rival for the 3rd year in a row. There's a big problem, though.
They've been rather poopy when it comes to playing in Miami.
Going to Miami has been an absolute disaster for the New England Patriots. The last 2 times they've gone to Miami, they've lost by double digits both times. And now 9 years since 2013, they played at Hard Rock Stadium 9 times. And in those games, they are 2-7. The New England Patriots have a Miami problem. And I guess Bill Belichick thinks that he has figured out what the deal is. Usually what they would do is get on a plane, go down on Saturday. They'd have, a day, which is not enough, apparently, to acclimate from Foxborough to the hot and humid weather that you see in Miami. So he's taking a page out of, I've only seen like college teams do this kind of thing. They're there right now. They left this morning from Foxborough, and they will spend the next 5 days in the heat getting ready for the Miami Dolphins. We have talked about the New England Patriots and our lack of faith in what they're going to be able to do this upcoming season. To me, this just screams grabbing at straws for Bill Belichick.
It's an interesting strategy. My better question would be, are you meeting a coordinator for your offense in Miami? Because if you're not, then I don't really think it matters where you lay your head down.
We've got the tandem of Pat Matricia and Joe Judge.
And Joe Judge's name's not even fun. I can't even flip the first consonant and make his name sound stupid. Something that's not hard to make sound stupid. Spending $310 million and making one great big boo-boo. That is what San Diego State football just did. If you didn't watch them lose to Arizona, which I unfortunately did because I had a doubloon or two on it, they got run off the field. But that was not the big takeaway. They opened their new stadium, Snapdragon Stadium. Right off, that is the name. Opened right off campus in San Diego, which I have been to, and I can tell you has the greatest weather in the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one problem.
It's California.
Okay, there's only two problems. So there's about a 2-month period where it is just absolutely biblically hot. And Saturday was one of those days. Temperatures north of 90 degrees with 70+% humidity. One great big problem that Clark Construction, which was the general contractor of this here project, they failed to think about. There's no seats in the stadium that are shaded.
None?
It's like a giant open-faced sandwich is what one of their season ticket holders said.
That's awful.
They literally ran fire and rescue for San Diego County to capacity through the entire game because people were falling out from heat stroke and dehydration.
Wow.
That is a rather sizable mistake to make with a $250 million investment. There's not one seat in this whole stadium that is covered by anything. People were hiding in the gift shop just to get a taste of air conditioning. That's how hot it was outside.
Yikes.
Now, the thought process was they don't play a lot of day games.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when they do, it's later in the season. This is the only day game that they play the entire year. And the reason was because it was a national television game on CBS Sports Network. Still, it's kind of a problem if you have a stadium that you can't use during the day.
Right.
During the summer. This is what we make awnings for.
I mean, I'm not huge into San Diego sports, but I would imagine you would want to use that stadium for something.
Oh,
during
absolutely.
The day. Soccer games with the, with the school, or do they have like a minor league soccer team somewhere
Not
in San Diego?
This is just for the university. This was actually privately funded by the university.
Okay. But still, you would think you'd want to use it. Yeah. Some shade. Some awnings might be a good addition.
Maybe a fan. Maybe get one of those big cooling things that shoots out the white mist like Miami runs through.
I was thinking one of those big airplane propeller fans like they have at the Orange Peel downtown.
I did not notice it. No, I shouldn't say it that way. I noticed in the stadium that, man, everybody in the stadium looks miserable. I mean, and they talked about how hot it was.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think about, I haven't seen one person in the shade yet. Oh.
Sunny California puts it to a whole new meaning.
If you're going to build a stadium, I understand engineers and contractors and architects and things like that. You have all these great ideas. And you make buildings stand up. Maybe, just maybe, ask the football fans in the office, hey, what's the most oppressively terrible thing about a stadium? Oh, when it's 9,000 degrees and we can't get away from that fireball in the sky and we feel like Mario with the angry sun and it's just trying to kill us.
It is week 1 of the NFL season. It is finally here, folks. We have reached the launch point for the 2022 season. And it all begins on Thursday night with the Buffalo Bills and the LA Rams. Could there have been a better matchup to kick off the season?
Oh, no. Oh, no. This is as good as it gets.
You have last year's champion opening up at home, Super Bowl ring ceremony, all that's going to be going on pregame. And you've got this year's favorite to win the title coming in.
Big question for Buffalo without Tre'Davious White.
Yes.
This is a really bad team to open with when you're missing your best cover guy.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know that it's obviously going to have an impact on the game, especially when you have, Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson out there receiving from Matt Stafford. Obviously going to matter that you don't have your shutdown corner on the field. But where would he have played anyway? Would they have stuck him on Cooper Kupp in the slot?
I
don't think so.
I'm going to say probably no. But even then, all right, let's say he's out there on Allen Robinson. At least I don't have to worry about him.
Mm-hmm.
I can shield the defense. Now, if you're Buffalo, you have to be looking at this going, they have one gigantic weakness. Now, it just so happens to be that is a weakness that I am very well equipped to take advantage of. And that is that this is a completely rebuilt offensive line that has very little depth. And if I start sending the hellhounds, there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Well, and you just brought in, of course, one of the best pass rushers in the league, and Von Miller, who's going to be ready to go for this game. I think the eyeballs in this game have to be on the offensive lines for both teams. Buffalo doesn't have a bad offensive line, but going up against Aaron Donald and the rest of that LA Rams defense, that's how you're going to – I think that's where the game's going to be won and lost.
And see, for me, I have a different take on this game. We will be giving no betting picks through this. That is what we do that on Friday.
Yes.
There is a betting side of this that I'm very attracted to, and it's probably not a side that you thought. I live by a simple adage. When the world goes right, I'm go left, and vice versa. Over 3/4 of the tickets are on the over 52.5. I couldn't disagree more if I tried. I genuinely think this will be first team to 20 wins.
Really?
Yes. I could see this being a defensive struggle. This could be one of those games that every player that you really wanted to play in your fantasy league piddles in your punch bowl. I don't like an offensive player in this game.
None of them?
Not one.
Why?
I just don't think that's how this game's going to be played. I don't think this will be shooted out, because when you think about when Buffalo's offense is clicking on all cylinders and LA's offense is clicking on all cylinders, why is that? Because you have 5 receivers out en route, and they're just so hard to cover. You leave 5-man protection against either of these teams, your quarterback may be in an ambulance by halftime. That's not going to happen. So what does that tell you? Game's going to be played slower. There will be more Dawson Knox, Tyler Higbee, more I've got to have in the extra blocker, and that's advantageous to the defense. I love the under on this game. I think this will be one of those 24-20, 21-17 kind of games. Now, the last time I said that was when North Carolina played Appalachian State. So take that advice with a big old grain of salt.
I think this is going to be a much bigger shootout than you. I am with the public. I am with the public on the over in this one because, again, as you mentioned, no Tre'Davious White. That's going to open up things in the passing game. Sure, they'll be able to get pressure with Von Miller and the rest of the defense, but I like Matt Stafford to do his thing, and I'm going to trust Josh Allen because I don't think Jalen Ramsey is the shutdown that everybody thinks he is. So it's not like it's going to be, oh, he's going to shut down Stephon Diggs, and then what's Josh Allen going to do? He's going to hit Gabriel Davis for 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, Gabriel Davis. If there was one guy in this game that I'll look at and go, well, that could be much more tasty than I thought.
Right,
would be Gabriel Davis.
I think the passing games are going to be on display. You will see some great defensive play, but I think they're going to score a lot of points.
Chuck G in our YouTube comments pointed out a great thing. One of the things I love about having YouTube comments, if I say something stupid, I don't have to wait to go to Twitter because YouTube tells me. He has a very good point. This game will be picked on Thursday because it's played on Thursday.
Yes, it will.
So we will not be picking this game on Friday because I feel like that would be cheating. So, yes, this will be the Thursday pick segment, and then we will have the rest of the games on Friday with Asheville Police Chief David Zach.
Indeed.
Hopefully a very happy newlywed Chief Zach who can join me in a nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
On Sunday, it all gets underway with the Carolina Panthers. Bank of America Stadium, Cleveland Browns in town, Baker Mayfield against his former team. All Carolina Panther fans have been drooling over this game, thinking that the Panthers are going to be able to get one over on the Deshaun Watson-less Cleveland Browns. And I think you are all insane.
Ooh, let's play a fun game. I want to see how close you come to this. What % of tickets do you think are on the Carolina Panthers? who are a 2.5-point favorite, mind you.
53%.
You are 30% low. It's 81%. How much of the cash do you think is on Carolina as a minus 2.5-point favorite?
63%.
95. 95% of money is on the Carolina Panthers.
Wow. Yep, I'm on the other side.
Me too.
I'm taking that Jeremy Greene.
You go that way?
Yeah, I'm going this way.
I'm go that way.
I'm with you on this game.
Because at the end of the day, the basic tenets of this are the same.
Mm-hmm.
Your line has been a problem if you're the Carolina Panthers. I have Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Jadeveon Clowney.
Mm-hmm.
Not a great pass rusher, but a good front four member.
Yes.
The interior of the defensive line that everybody talked about all year, they seem to feel just fine with it. And the back half of that defense is terrifying. And if you hear me say this once over the next 4 days, you will hear me say this no less than 10 times. Never underestimate when everybody you're playing against knows every deficiency of yours. They practiced against you. They trained with you. They lived with you during training camp. They know every dirty little secret of you.
Yes, they do.
And now, and the flip side of that would be, well, Baker knows that about them too. I'm well aware of that. This is one of the best secondaries in the NFL. This is also a run game that can punch you directly in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think we learn more about here, Carolina or Cleveland?
I think you will learn more about Cleveland.
I think you will learn more about Carolina.
Really?
There is a path that Carolina wins this game.
Maybe.
I'm not seeing it, personally, because I don't know how you're supposed to stop that run game.
Mm-hmm.
Jacoby Brissett is not that big of a step down from Baker Mayfield. I'm going to keep saying this until I am blue in the face.
Right.
And so all of these, I guess what I've looked at since the suspension of Watson came down, I went back and looked at, what did you think when it was Baker, before the Deshaun Watson thing was done? How'd you feel about this team then? Okay, so why do you feel overwhelmingly different now? Because that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But Baker could challenge you downfield. Baker was also the number one quarterback in the NFL at turning the ball over in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's not that? Jacoby Brissett.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be mundane? Is it going to be gross? Is it going to be an unappealing game to watch? Absolutely. I think you'll learn more about Carolina. If that line can hold up and keep Baker off of his back, maybe this team's a little better than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
That's been one of my fears. Baker has been as bad as he has been with one of the best offensive lines in this league in front of him. I don't care how Carolina blue your glasses are. This ain't a top 16 in the NFL offensive line, no matter how rosy your outlook is.
Agreed.
So how is everything around you going to get worse and you're going to get better? That's the thing that's never made any sense to me.
It is, though, a top half of the league defensive team.
Absolutely.
And that is what I'm really interested to see. How strong are you holding up against this rushing attack? With Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, can you make some big plays? You know, Derek Brown looking straight at you. If you can stand up Nick Chubb on those in-between-the-tackles runs, then I'll give you a shot. But I still don't feel like you should be a favorite in this game.
That's the part that surprised me.
It's baffling to me.
And then when I saw the money,
public's going on it. Yeah, that's the other
the public's going on it because the public overreacts to backup quarterbacks. The old bettors narrative. How many players in the NFL are actually worth 2 points on the betting number?
Mm-hmm.
It's about 5. They're all quarterbacks, and they usually have pretty bad backups. So going from Baker Mayfield, which was your last game, to Jacoby Brissett is not that big of a difference.
And do you trust this coaching staff to be able to put together a game plan to help Baker Mayfield get the win at
Good
home?
Lord, no.
Hell no.
Good Lord, no.
I got Kevin Stefanski on one side. I got Matt Rule and
Ben McAdoo.
Ben McAdoo on the other side.
Here's what I'm going to say. As long as you can keep Ben McAdoo away from the fried delicacies, then you got a shot.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
Black Mountain, get ready to rock.
Dark City Rock Fest, presented by Elite Events and Promotions, is coming to Silverados Saturday, September 17th, starring Saving Abel. $20 in advance, 25 day of show, and a portion of the proceeds will go to United Way Dark City Rock Fest with Saving Abel. Saturday, September 17th at SilveradosWNC.com.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
Attention, it's time for the morning announcements. Make sure your parents are aware of the Ingles Tools for Schools program and ask them to link their Ingles Advantage card to our school. Remember, you have to do it each year. Now please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is Loyalty Lab Interview 6. Subject, grandmother's loyalty. Margie, what do you do when your grandson misbehaves?
Angels don't misbehave.
Here we study the most loyal, like you and... Oh, there goes the lamp.
Shouldn't have put it there.
Shell and the Fuel Rewards program has our members' backs, too. It's super easy to save on every gallon. Loyal, just like how you acted like that wasn't his fault.
Someone should clean that up before he gets hurt.
Yes! Loyal, just like that.
10 years of FR.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Summer's over, but that joint pain is still there. Time to do something. I want you to call QC Kinetics now. You've put it off long enough. It's time to get real, lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees and back and shoulder and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Regenerative medicine uses highly concentrated healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. And QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough natural approach to eliminating joint pain. Lots of people here have done this, and they're living life to the fullest, pain-free. Don't assume the old ways of dealing with joint pain are the only ways. Call QC Kinetics today. Stop putting it off. Call now for a free consultation. 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. With locations in Asheville and in Greenville, QC Kinetics. 828-333-9517.
This week of the Buncombe County Game of the Week, it's the last week of non-conference action as AC Reynolds host Rabun Gap. The Eagles come over from Georgia with a 2-1 overall record and a talented roster. The Rockets are 3-0. It's a matchup of public versus private schools Friday night. Sports Tank Friday gets us going at 6:30. The Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show is at 7, and the kickoff at 7:30. The best coverage of high school football is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville. The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
And we're previewing week 1 in the NFL. I know it's Tuesday, but come on. We're going to miss a day tomorrow because of Braves baseball.
Then we're going to be wall-to-wall football Thursday and Friday.
That's right. So, this is storyline time. And when you look at the games, there's one game that kind of sticks out and goes, well, that's not going to be fun for one team.
That doesn't look great.
The San Francisco 49ers in Chicago to take on the Bears. Yikes.
If you want to know, I hate to channel the Joker here, but if you want to know why I gamble so much, the Bears are a 7-point dog to the 49ers. The Niners may cover that before I drink my first beverage at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Right.
At the Village Porch in North Asheville, which will be our official watch bar of the NFL this year.
You got Trey Lance making his, it's not his debut. He's already made his debut. He's already played 2 games. But this is, his job. Now he's the starter.
If you're San Francisco, there's no team in the NFL that you would have rather had him get his first no doubt, uncontested, he's our guy start than the Chicago Bears.
Absolutely. The question has been, will all of the Jimmy G stuff be a distraction for
Not
Trey?
this week.
And I don't think so.
It won't be this week. Jimmy's been the consummate professional. Just realized he gave back money to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was it because he didn't have a place to go? Maybe. They are going to absolutely, what is that, frog stomp? Is that the word you like to use?
Stomp, yeah.
They are going to eviscerate the Chicago Bears.
Yes.
If for nothing else, this team's awful. Bad. This is one of the best pass rushes in the NFL. Javon Kinlaw found something, some fountain of youth in the offseason, and now they have an unbelievably formidable front four.
And you better watch out when a 24-year-old guy finds the fountain of youth. That's...
Yeah.
Javon Kinlaw ain't that old.
It took me a minute to understand what you had just said to me.
Hey, he was just drafted like 2 years ago, wasn't he?
He was, yes.
Yeah.
His rookie year didn't go particularly well.
Well, no. I mean, but he's coming into his own, I would say.
And him and Eric Armstead, that really limits Justin Fields. Look, we said coming into the segment, what is the one game that we feel like we can cram the preview of this into a very short window?
It's San Francisco, Chicago. Absolutely. Because this is going to be, as you said, the perfect game for Trey Lance to get his sea legs underneath him for the 2022 season. Will he have Debo Samuel? He was back at practice today for the first time in a week.
I don't care if he has Debo Samuel.
Don't care.
I don't care if he has Asante Samuel playing a wide receiver for him.
Doesn't
matter.
Is this your favorite game for fantasy?
Oh, if you're in an eliminator, no.
Okay.
I don't love blowouts. And yes, I understand the narrative of, well, if they blow them out, they have to get there somehow. I like running backs in blowouts. I like defenses in blowouts. I'm not huge on any of that. Now, if you're in an eliminator pool, yes, do this. This is a good one to start with.
Right. So you're saying Elijah Mitchell is going to be a hell of a play this year or this week.
I don't know who plays running back for them.
Wow,
Cutting Trey Sermon and JaMychal Hasty makes me think that, okay, you're actually believing that Tyrion Davis-Price is actually a legitimate two, which means he's probably going to get more tote than you think.
Maybe so.
Elijah Mitchell scares me. You know what doesn't scare me? San Francisco 49ers. Not close.
All right, Sports Center coming up at the top of the hour, and we will continue with Week 1 NFL previews.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
And we're dealing with some leftover showers here tonight and Wednesday, just some isolated thunderstorms where they do occur, capable of dumping some pretty good rainfall. Humidity stays high here and drops some into midweek. 64 degrees our low tonight, isolated storm tomorrow, high 79. And then light showers Thursday, Friday, and in heavier rains into the weekend with temperatures in the 60s and 70s this weekend. I'm meteorologist Scott Lariamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has everything you need for school at prices that won't hold you back. Right now, Crayola 24-count crayons, Staples comp books, and 2-pocket polyfolders are just 50 cents each. Offer ends 9/10, limit 30. This year, go forward to school with Staples, the working and learning store.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
This week in the Buncombe County Game of the Week, it's the last week of non-conference action as AC Reynolds host Rabun Gap. The Eagles come over from Georgia with a 2-1 overall record and a talented roster. The Rockets are 3-0. It's a matchup of public versus private schools Friday night. Sports Tank Friday gets us going at 6:30. The Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show is at 7, and the kickoff at 7:30. The best coverage of high school football is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Con?
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Confirmation today from Steelers coach Mike Tomlin that Mitchell Trubisky is their starting quarterback for Sunday's season opener against the Bengals. Pittsburgh made the right choice with that decision, according to ESPN NFL analyst Jeff Saturday.
I think Trubisky should be your guy. They'll have a good defense. They'll have they have some skill guys on the outside. They got a good running back, but their offensive line is going to be ugly. Trubisky's going to run for his life a little bit, but I think he gives you the best chance to win and potentially stay in a playoff hunt. Don't know if you quite get there.
Jeff Saturday on Barton Hahn. Rookie Kenny Pickett will be the backup. Tomlin said the Steelers are pleased with his development. Mason Rudolph, the third QB, regarding yesterday's depth chart where Rudolph was listed as the backup and Pickett at number 3. Tomlin called that mix-up a clerical error. Live on ESPN TV and the ESPN app, it's the women's quarterfinals at the U.S. Open. Ons Jabeur leads Isla Tomljanovic in the first set. Men's quarterfinals, Casper Ruud defeated Matteo Berrettini in straight sets. Star LSU defensive tackle Mason Smith out the rest of the season with a torn ACL sustained in the season-opening loss.
Brought to you by Capital One Auto Navigator, where you can find a car, get pre-qualified instantly, and see your real monthly payment without impacting your credit score. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/Auto Navigator.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
And welcome back into the Ingles Studio here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400 locally. And, of course, you can take us with you everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. The Sportsocracy also seen live everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Don't forget to click on that live video link in the middle of the page. Subscribe to the channel once you get through to YouTube. That way you get all of the alerts for whenever we go live, like when we go live Sunday for our preview show, fantasy football, stardoms, situms, all that kind of stuff, tomorrow morning at 9:30.
That'll be the Sunday show will be the first time you get 3 of us on screen at the same time.
Yeah. Tomorrow morning at 9:30. We're going to have the Mullet and the Dude, or what do you call it?
Mullet and the Dude.
Mullet and the Dude.
It will be me and Brian Haynes. And I have a whale of a Tank Spencer story that she's worth the view.
Yeah, if you wondered yesterday why I kept calling it a weird day,
yeah, it was a weird day. You're going to find out when he's not here, and he's not here to defend himself.
Yeah, because that's what Jeremy does.
I'm a jerk.
So tomorrow morning, you will have the uncensored morning show with Brian Haynes and our very own Flostradamus, Jeremy Greene. Sunday morning, we'll have the preview of the fantasy day for you. And, of course, we will have all kinds of extra content coming for you all throughout the season. You also have Cowboys going to join you for a fantasy show. Is that still on?
Yes, that is still on.
Okay.
That may not happen this week. We're working out the logistics of it.
Okay. All right. So all of your football content, of course, in the Sportsocracy. Subscribe to the channel so you get those alerts whenever we go live. Also in the description of the YouTube video, don't forget you can click through. You have until Thursday to join the battle for the belt. We are crowning Friday. We are crowning Beer City's best fantasy football player, and a $20 donation to Evelyn Charity's St. Nicholas Project gets you into the contest. You can find out all the particulars about it on our social medias at the Sportsocracy.
And we're giving a chance for bonus points for any of those of you that are already in. We're going to reward the early bird. Early birds get the worm. If you're in right now, and you talk to a friend, buddy at the office, whatever the case may be, they sign up. There will be a post on our Facebook. If they say, I'm in and blank sent me, they do have to at least say your name. It would be so swell if they would tag you.
Right.
But I've set the expectations low. For every person, up to 5 people that you get to sign up for this contest, you get 1 bonus point per week. You can get up to 5 bonus points per week.
Wow.
That's a big advantage.
All right, that is a big
advantage.
You could be, that's a lot. That's
can
80
swing
points.
weeks.
That could be 80 points.
Can swing weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Unbelievable. All right. Good
We're to the nitty-gritty. Those of you that got in early and didn't do the Jeremy Greene thing and wait to the last minute, you deserve to be rewarded.
We are talking about each and every game, the biggest storylines for week 1 in the NFL. We will, programming note, not be with you tomorrow because of Braves baseball. So Thursday, the night of the kickoff, is the next time that we will be with you here in the Sportsocracy. And, of course, we'll have more about that opening night game between the L.A. Rams and the Buffalo Bills on Thursday. Friday, we will have Asheville Police Chief David Zach in here joining us to play Beat the Chief. I will be defending my title from last year's Pick'em game.
Just 2 more sleeps till NFL football.
That's right. That's right. It's almost here, folks. So, on Sunday at 1 o'clock, we will get to see the defending AFC champions at home at Paycor Stadium.
That's going to take some getting used to.
Yeah, opening up against the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mitchell Trubisky. I don't like how I don't like this for Pittsburgh. I have been the biggest Pittsburgh Steeler doubter for the entire offseason. Mitchell Trubisky being named the starting quarterback does nothing for me. I assumed he was going to be the starter anyway. I get that you got a hell of a running game and you got a hell of a defense. That's going to be great. You're going to need that defense going up against what I think could very well be the number 1 offense in the NFL this year in the Cincinnati Bengals.
I feel almost positive I'm going to be on the opposite side of you and Police Chief David Zach on this game. I do not believe Pittsburgh is DED as everybody wants to make them out to BEE.
It's not how you spell it.
Oh, that's a B.
Yeah,
that's the stingy B.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oops. Look, Cincinnati is one of those teams. Just think back. Did you feel like they were this good before the Super Bowl run?
No.
Nobody did.
No.
And so I feel like, and I'm not trying to slight Cincinnati, I want to get out in front of that before I say any of this. I love this team. The hardest division in the NFL for me to pick who wins it is the AFC North because I think it's going to be a boat race between the Baltimore Ravens and Cincinnati Bengals. Now, that being said, I'm seeing a lot of the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to go 4-13 or 5-12, and I think that is stupid. This is still a team that's going to be able to run the ball. Teams that run the ball. And now you have a dynamic quarterback. Look, I understand Mitchell Trubisky's not running a 4-3 anytime soon. He is mobile. And he is difficult to game plan, especially when he doesn't have Matt Nagy as the one calling plays for him. I don't think this is open and shut. I believe you will glean a lot from Pittsburgh in this game with the fight. It will probably change absolutely nothing of how I feel about Cincinnati. I could see this being a game that people overreact to. Oh, Cincinnati went to the wire with Pittsburgh. And are they not as good as we thought? No, Pittsburgh's just exponentially better than you thought.
There is something to be said for culture. Having a great culture means something in the NFL. Mike Tomlin has proved it time and time and time again. Never had a losing season. And I feel like this could be a first this year, but it's not going to be far and away an awful season. I'm not saying that. I don't think they're going to be a 4-win, 5-win team. I just don't think that they're playoff caliber.
I don't think they're playoff caliber. I think they're one of the first teams out. This is my first opportunity as the gambler, the degenerate gambler. It's in the lead of this show. I just want you to remember, before you start placing your doubloons on these games, you do realize that there's not a game on this schedule that has more than an 8-point spread, right? You get that, right? Do you know why? Because it's very rare that you see just demolitions in the first week. Nobody looks perfect in week 1. And some of these games that don't look like they should be close on paper are going to be closer than you think.
This is going to be the first true test of this rebuilt offensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think that's the thing that I'm looking forward to most about this, is to see just how good they're going to be, because if they can limit You're never going to shut him down, but if you can limit T.J. Watt.
And this is a hell of a test.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is one place that if Jonah Williams, you want to shut me up, it's be a great day for you. Be a great day for you to have a great day.
Yes, indeed. Cincinnati Bengals, I feel like they're going to have a hell of a season. Pittsburgh, not so much. But this is, to me, one of the most intriguing games of the opening 1 o'clock slate on Sunday. Then you got one that's not too intriguing. You got some storylines here for sure. Down in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz Dome, you got the New Orleans Saints coming in to take on the Atlanta Falcons. You've got the division rivalry storyline here. Obviously, you don't have a Sean Payton anymore. You have Jameis Winston and the rest of this, New Orleans Saints team going up against the Atlanta Falcons and Marcus Mariota. I don't see a path where this game's competitive.
So you said there were a lot of questions.
Yes.
Here's my biggest question for the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. How badly can you beat someone on television before it becomes a crime?
Why did you just go all Saturday Night Live?
I figured out I could.
Saturday Night Live.
What is that guy's name?
Don Pardo?
Don Pardo. I forgot that I could do that voice, and somebody at Chief Zach's Wedding pointed it out to me, and I've been doing it nonstop since.
Nice.
That's the biggest question to me.
Yeah.
How badly can the Saints beat the Falcons before we just go, it's over, throw in the towel? Name me what the Falcons do well.
You want to hear it again?
There you go. and something that's going to be they
A.J. Terrell really well.
Okay, and who does A.J. Terrell defend? All right, let's say you put him in the slot against Michael Thomas. I'm just making something up off the top of my head. You still have to deal with Chris Olave. You still have to deal with Jarvis Landry.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have anybody else. But Casey Hayward. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said what I said. I said what I said, and I meant what I said, and I'll say it again.
45 years old.
This is one of those lines that I look at and go, okay, I understand that you don't overreact. The big lines don't come till later in the season when injuries and teams figure their stride and all of those things. This is one of those that Vegas is going to take a hemorrhaged bath on because this is not close. This Saints team is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is one of the most undervalued teams in the NFL, and you're going to see it. And you're going to see it in very short order. I don't care about the offensive line.
Yeah.
No Trevor Penning. Okay. I don't care. I don't care.
If Atlanta had some pass rushers, you might worry a little bit about that. But they don't.
And they don't.
Right.
At all.
So, Atlanta Falcons don't like your chances against the New Orleans Saints this week, but it is going to be fun to finally see Jameis Winston on the field with these three receivers. I feel like this is going to work. And I've been saying it since the offseason.
If you had to pick a team that we walk away from week one and we're just exponentially more impressed with than the narrative, is there anybody in more likely of a spot to do that than the New Orleans Saints? Look, I understand we all know the Falcons aren't good, but if they come out here and go 38-3 the same way they opened last year, I don't see how you're not impressed by that.
Right. I would say the Dolphins have a big opportunity. I mean, were they to put it on New England offensively, that might sway a lot of people. I also feel like a game we're going to talk about after the break has an opportunity to make some big headlines because you got a new coach going up against another team that's got a new quarterback. The Jacksonville Jaguars and the Washington Commanders. We'll talk about the Jags and the Commies up next.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is flowing 26 westbound between Long Shoals Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Smoky Park Highway northbound approaching Sand Hill Road. Traffic is backing up. Hendersonville Road, no problems. Sweeten Creek Road moving well. Mills Gap Road, no delays. And Cane Creek Road moving well. Charlotte Highway, no backups, and Tunnel Road moving well. Checking the drive time from Bend Creek to Avery Creek via NC 191 southbound. Drive time 9 minutes. I'm Lee Benfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Try Wendy's new Homestyle French Toast Sticks today. Wendy's new Homestyle French Toast Sticks are so good, some are saying they're better than their mom's French toast. Perfectly crispy on the outside, perfectly fluffy on the inside, perfectly perfect in every way. Try Wendy's new Homestyle French Toast Sticks today and see if they're better than your mom's.
The Honest Truly Calming Collection is our must-have for Hazy's nighttime routine. The tear-free shampoo body wash and moisturizing conditioner help make bath time easy. The Truly Calming face and body lotion nourishes his delicate skin throughout the night. Honest overnight diapers keep leaks on lock for up to 12 hours, so we can both get a good night's sleep. For sweet dreams, end your kiddo's day with the Honest Truly Calming Collection.
This is Loyalty Lab Interview 6. Subject, grandmother's loyalty. Margie, what do you do when your grandson misbehaves?
Angels don't misbehave.
Here we study the most loyal, like you and... Oh, there goes the lamp.
Shouldn't have put it there.
Shell and the Fuel Rewards program has our members' backs too. It's super easy to save on every gallon. Loyal, just like how you acted like that wasn't his fault.
Someone should clean that up before he gets hurt.
Yes, loyal, just like that.
10 years of FR.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Everyone, who's manning the front tonight?
Big E's nightclub needs a bouncer with a military background.
Dougie, I need you to keep eyes on the back.
Security who lays down the no-no when the uns get too intense.
That Swedish DJ duo is back tonight. Y'all remember last time.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
Hello, everybody. This is good old JR Jim Ross, WWE Hall of Famer. Boy, these boys are smart. You talk about goofier than a pet coon. Let me tell you something. This show is a legitimate slobber knocker.
And it is week 1 of the NFL season. All kicks off on Thursday night. Our first Beat the Chief of the year coming up on Friday here on ESPN Asheville. We cannot wait. It's the moment that we've been counting down since February. The Super Bowl ended and we immediately went, can we just lace them up and do it again? Just week 1, let's jump right back into it.
All right, so I've been doing business things all day. If you ever want to know a quantifiable reason that we talk football as much as we do, we have an affiliation with BetUs. All right, that is the official place that you can place your wagers through this here show.
BetUs.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy. Get a 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put in up to $2,500.
That's why he's the radio vet and I'm the guy that tells jokes. More money was wagered in week 0. That was the Duquesne, Florida State, Carolina, Florida A&M week.
Mm-hmm.
Than the entire season of the NBA. And that's all you need to know about that.
Yes. The NFL is back, and Jeremy said before the break, who are we going to learn the most about in week 1? I got a feeling that Jaguars-Washington Commanders game might give us a pretty good idea of what we're going to expect from both of these teams, because I feel like they're pretty equal on the expectation scale. Nobody really expects either of these teams to truly contend or win their divisions, but there's an outside chance, right? There's an outside chance that this could really work with Doug Peterson, and Trevor Lawrence takes a step forward, and he's got Christian Kirk and Marvin Jones that can stretch the field, and Travis Etienne's back, and James Robinson. You got all these moving pieces with the Jacksonville Jaguars that this could be a good team, ish.
So you'll have to wait until Friday to know which side of this I'm on. We do a gambling segment that goes across the entire Southeast, and it obviously steers into me being a mulleted man.
Mm-hmm.
We have a pick called the Achy Breaky No Mistakey. This game is mine this week.
Okay.
Because I have a dedicated belief that one of these teams is, in the beginning of the season, exponentially better than the other. Now, in terms of expectations and what you're going to learn, I need to see something from both of these teams that have nothing to do with the other. Does that Washington defense look more like it did 2 years ago, or the train wreck that I saw last year?
Which it could be the train wreck.
That falls a lot on Jamin Davis. That falls a lot on next man up.
Mm-hmm. Chase Young, obviously not starting the year out with the team.
And I got that. With the talent that you still have against this Jaguar team, that should not matter. Obviously, and I shouldn't say it that way, it's going to have an effect. It shouldn't be, we couldn't get pass rush because we didn't have Chase Young. Offensively, I need to see with Jacksonville, was this just Urban Meyer, or were we too high on Trevor Lawrence?
Mm-hmm.
Because now you have all the toys. There's no player in fantasy football that I think will grossly surpass their expectations more than Christian Kirk. The receiver that I have on 90% of fantasy rosters I have drafted.
As do I.
There's a reason for that.
You're getting him in like the 10th, 11th rounds.
And he could be a top 20 receiver in fantasy football.
I fully agree. I fully agree.
He was almost that in Arizona with DeAndre Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think he's going to be as the one? And I'm sure somebody, but you always talk about twos becoming one. Mm-hmm. It's one thing when they are the outside threat that you can just funnel. You can't really do that here because they do still have Marvin Jones. They do still have Travis Etienne. They do still have James Robinson, who's on path to play in this game. You can't just dedicate all of your eggs in the Christian Kirk basket and let everybody else go. It's not going to work that way.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of these teams are better than the public does. And there is a path, if one of these teams does what I expect them to do, that they could be one of the bigger narratives going into the Monday what we just saw show.
Washington Commanders trotting out, of course, Carson Wentz in his first start with the Commies. And I think it's going to be just fine. I mean, you look at his season last year with Indianapolis. Did he have some bad plays late in games that cost them wins? Yes. There's no doubt about it. There's also something about Carson Wentz that he is steady up into a point. And he can be very effective against quote-unquote lesser teams. Not saying that that's what Jacksonville is, but I feel like that's still the expectation.
This is a stat that I believe I've said no less than 50 times this offseason. How many quarterbacks in the NFL had a higher QBR than Carson Wentz last year?
11.
8.
8.
And it was with far inferior weapons to what he has in Washington. I think they'll be fine. I think Jacksonville will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I just greatly like one better going into this game.
And I can't wait to see the young players and the collection of players on this Jacksonville Jaguars defense. I think they have a real opportunity to kind of put themselves on the map. And week one, getting a win over the Washington Commanders could be the perfect way to do that. Now, let's go to Miami.
Oh, I thought you were going to irritate me going into the break.
No. Why would I do that?
talk about my fighting New York Jets. But
no, we're going to save that. We're going to save that one. The New England Patriots go to the Miami Dolphins. We have badmouthed the New England Patriots every day, it feels like, on this show.
You more than me for once, but
well,
yes.
I mean, I'm calling a spade a spade. I'm looking at this New England Patriots team going, you don't look good. You didn't look good in the preseason. All the reports coming out of camp is that you're in complete disarray. We don't have any coordinators for this team. Bill Belichick's still trying to do the same old thing where he just trots out a pedestrian offense and hopes to win with his defense, but you look at the defense and they don't have stars.
No, they have a pass rusher, a couple young players that I like, and then a lot of question marks.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like Miami is on a path of they want you to believe a lot of things. They want you to believe Tua Tagovailoa is a legitimate QB1 in this league.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to believe that Mike McDaniels is implementing a system and a culture and a blah, blah, blah that turns Miami into closer to Buffalo than they are to New England and the Jets. Well, here's the thing. There is not a whole lot you can do over the course of the 17 remaining weeks of the season if you lose to New England at home.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I will tell you as a fan of a team in this division, that we have our own term, same old Jets. Guess what? You have the same thing. Of if you piddle in your pants against New England, the big scary monster that's been hiding under the bed for the last 23 years, not a lot's going to change that narrative.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, because that's what people will go back to. We bashed New England all off season long. They didn't have any coordinators, and then they came into your house and beat you. You're still the same team. It's just different faces in different places. I fully believe this game means more to Miami than it does to New England, and it's not even close.
I would agree with that. You want to get off on the right foot.
I don't often go with the public when it just flies in the face of Vegas. This is going to be one of those times.
Mm-hmm.
There is still a belief in New England with the Sharps that I don't get. I don't get it. There's one face here that if you took him out and put anybody else out there, they'd be a bottom 6 team in the league. It's Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And this would be a convenient time for me to say, if you take out the Tom Brady years, Bill Belichick's an average to below average coach at the NFL.
And if you were listening in the last hour for our Just a Bit Outside segment, the New England Patriots are already in Miami today to get ready for this game on Sunday, trying to acclimate to the weather, because that's the reason they've gone 2-7 in their last 9 trips to Miami.
In fairness, it is grossly humid in Miami in September.
No doubt. No doubt. But I don't know if that's it.
Oh, I'm not saying that's it. I'm just saying you have taken that as a way bigger story than I have. Get your guys acclimated. The air is so moist in Miami that you almost can drink it. I can understand why you would want to get down there a couple days early.
I can as well. But
now Tuesday, that's very early.
Yes. To me, it feels like you're grasping at straws, just trying to break the cycle of losing on the road in Miami. I think Miami wants a little payback from how the opener last year ended. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. When we come back from the break, we'll get weird, and we'll talk about my upcoming Super Bowl champion, Baltimore Ravens.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
And we're dealing with some leftover showers here tonight and Wednesday, just some isolated thunderstorms where they do occur, capable of dumping some pretty good rainfall. Humidity stays high here and drops some into midweek. 64 degrees our low tonight, isolated storm tomorrow, high 79. And then light showers Thursday, Friday, and in heavier rains into the weekend with temperatures in the 60s and 70s this weekend. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slowing 26 westbound west of Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge, traffic volume moving well, busy and steady. Smoky Park Highway, no problems. Patton Avenue, incident-free. New Leicester Highway, traffic flowing freely. Meadow Road moving well. Amboy Road, no incidents. And Biltmore Avenue, problem-free. Check of the drive time from downtown Asheville to Asheville Regional Airport via 26 eastbound, drive time 19 minutes. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Kelley Blue Book. Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer is an official offer to buy your car. Enter your vehicle ID info, answer some questions, then get a no-obligation offer to sell or trade it. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car. Schedule a time and drive away with confidence. For all of the its, kbb.com it.
That looks delicious.
Yeah, it's Taco Bell's Double Steak Grilled Cheese Burrito. Don't know if you heard, but it has double steak, cheese grilled on top of it, and nacho cheese sauce inside.
Ooh, let me have a bite.
Nah, you're already cheesy enough with all your dad jokes.
And I keep all my jokes in a dad-a-base.
Leave me alone. I'm hungry.
No, you're Dave. Hungry is a country.
Taco Bell's Double Steak Grilled Cheese Burrito is back. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only. Contact local store for hours and participation, which vary. Double the steak claim is compared to the steak quesadilla.
It's hurricane season. Flood insurance can help you avoid paying out of pocket for costly damage. It's time to trust your instincts, get flood insurance, and protect the life you've built. Visit floodsmart.gov. Sponsored by FEMA.
Black Mountain, get ready to rock. Dark City Rock Fest, presented by Elite Events and Promotions, is coming to Silverados Saturday, September 17th, starring Saving Abel. $20 in advance, 25 day of show, and a portion of the proceeds will go to United Way, Dark City Rock Fest with Saving Abel. Saturday, September 17th at silveradoswnc.com.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelley Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville, or call them at 828-365-1663.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
Welcome back into the Ingles Studio. Time to get weird. And when you're, taking some classes in college, there are courses that you could take that aren't always, beneficial to the rest of your life. Now, people have always made the arguments that, I'm still waiting to use the Pythagorean theorem as an adult and that I learned in high school. Well, college is really where you find some gems of courses. You always hear the joke people make about taking underwater basket weaving. Yeah, exactly. That's always one of the go-tos. There are some comical courses at universities. Now I think I found my new favorite, though. There was a course opening, a blank space for a class at the University of Texas at Austin this year. And so some professor apparently came up with a coursework where they are going to be studying great English literature. And they're going to be doing that using the lyrics of Taylor Swift songs. Yes, you heard me right. Taylor Swift. There is now a whole course at UT Austin where they're going to be looking at the pop megastars' songs, and the songs will be read alongside other UK and US literary giants such as Chaucer, Shakespeare, Coleridge, Keats, and other artists the students will hope to know all too well by the end of their studies. The course will use, quote, the songwriting of pop music icon Taylor Swift to introduce literary critical reading and research methods, basic skills for work in English literature, and other humanities disciplines. It will focus on Swift's music and the cultural context in which it and her career are situated. I love all of these big words that they're using. Like, Taylor Swift, really? Like, I mean, unless your class is full of just jilted 17-year-old girls, I don't feel like you're going to get a whole lot out of that.
I'm still stuck on the fact that somebody with a straight face with great literary faces like Shakespeare, Chaucer, Tay-Tay. I'm just dumbfounded by that.
Well, consider the frameworks for understanding her work, such as poetic form, style, and history, among various matters and theoretical issues important to contextualization as we practice close and in-depth reading, evaluating secondary sources, and building strong arguments. Like, heartbreakers gonna break, 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 break. And the fakers gonna fake, fake, fake. Fake, fake. I'm just going to shake. Shake, 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 shake. Shake it off. Ooh, ooh.
And somebody, somewhere, 5 years from now, is going to want loan forgiveness for that. Congratulations. If you want to know why people like me think the way we do, found you a good example.
Yeah.
Christy and Roger Pennington of Memphis, Tennessee, just lived an absolute nightmare. Roger parked their 2005 red Chevy Silverado on the street in front of their house on June 29th. On June 30th, when they woke up to go to work, truck was gone. You could just assume the truck did not get up and run off. Truck was probably stolen. Well, last week, they arrested someone for stealing the truck because they found the truck with this person in it. His name was Stacy Hardwick.
Okay.
So they bring the truck back to the Penningtons. The only problem is that now it has a whole mess of addendums that it didn't have before. They had added a sticker that said Ram to the back of it. They had thrown a bed full of tires and dirty tools into the bed. There was a bag full of women's undergarments in the back seat.
Weird.
Along with a red backpack that contained 2 laptops, old credit cards, and IDs belonging to a man and 2 women.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm confused. Would you not process the truck when you got it back? Because for me, there's at least 3 crimes in what I just said, in addition to the stealing of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I also can't help but ask, why is there a bag of women's undergarments in the back of a truck that this guy stole? Do you have an accomplice?
He just likes stealing stuff.
Were these from the Bonnie to your Clyde? Or are you just weird?
I was going to say, is he pulling off like 1960s era panty raids on the sororities or no clue.
Don't know what's happening there, but weird guy.
Yeah. You're a weird dude.
Feel like his attorney looked at the things that were in that truck and went, "You're a weird guy. I'm going to defend you, but you're a weird dude."
Yeah. On Thursday, we kick off the NFL season. We've already talked about the Buffalo Bills, LA Rams kickoff game, and we'll have more coverage of it for you when we are joining you on Thursday. Again, remember, no show tomorrow because of Braves baseball, but now it's time to talk about my pick to win the Super Bowl this year, going up against Jeremy's Jets, the Baltimore Ravens in New York at MetLife Stadium.
Jeremy and the Jets!
The hope springs eternal in week 1, and it comes crashing down to earth about 5 minutes into the first quarter.
You remember that thing I said a minute ago of I don't often go against the Sharps and with the public?
Mm-hmm. Are the Sharps on the Jets?
The Sharps are on the Jets.
Why?
Because the line's too high.
It's
According
7.
to them. I know.
7.
I know.
Jets plus 7. I've already proved that's a bad idea.
I didn't say I was doing it. I just said it is difficult for me to go against Vegas and go with the public.
Yeah.
Look, this Jets team is improved. This roster is improved. If it's Joe Flacco, no shot. There's no upside in that potential offense. If it's Zach Wilson, I at least know that kid's got a cannon. Got an absolute cannon of an arm, which is not going to allow you to stack the box. With Joe Flacco, it's 7 in the box, and you have to beat me.
Mm-hmm.
Listen here, geriatric. I don't think you can drop one over our heads 40 yards at this point. So the quarterback matters a lot to me. We will know that tomorrow. Robert Saleh is putting out the starter tomorrow. Zach worked out yesterday with the hope that he could play this week.
Mm-hmm.
I am with you that I think Baltimore is going to be one of those teams this year that's on a mission to prove something.
Yes.
I love the offensive line. I don't know if Ronnie Stanley's going to play or not, which is a big deal, but they do have Morgan Moses to slide right there on the left side, Juwan James play on the right side. This roster is so deep that there's no one player that I just go, ah. Now, what I will say is having no receivers. Now, you got Rashad Bateman and a bunch of dudes.
Mm-hmm.
An overhauled Jet secondary, and what I think is going to be a formidable pass rush. I could see this being the lowest scoring game of the week. To me, there is a path. This is that game that you look at and go, wow, that ended 13-7.
But is your run defense that good? Are you going to be able to stop whoever?
The better question is there anybody that legitimately scares you that you can't just put Sauce on one-on-one, or you can't put DJ Reed on one-on-one? And the answer to that is no. That's the reason Vegas is on the Jets, because they're with me thinking that the under is going to be a formidable call here.
Right.
This could be a slugfest. This could also be a blowout. I don't think there's really a path to anything else.
Yeah, I think I fully see blowout happening. I see Baltimore Ravens just running it down your throat. And I be honest with you, I really don't care about the wide receivers. I thought I would. I thought I would really care, but I don't. As multiple as and mobile as Lamar Jackson is and can hurt you with his feet, you've got several running backs at your disposal that you can throw out there, and they're going to be fine with Rashad Bateman and, God forbid, and even Devin Duvernay.
I mean, you say God forbid, that's their two.
Oh, I know.
He's going to be out there a lot.
I know, but what I'm saying is I will not be surprised to see him roll off some big ones over the top.
I will. I will be shocked if you beat this team routinely over the top. Now, what I will say is that a problem for the Jets for as long as I can remember, running quarterbacks have annihilated them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the last great linebacker this team had was probably Mo Lewis. So, and I don't really feel any different now. What I will say, and this was parlayed to me by a Jet beat writer friend of mine, Quan Alexander is out to prove a point. The Giants preseason game showed that.
Mm-hmm.
And that, if you're Baltimore, has to give you a little pause for cause of we start running Lamar out of the pocket and number 9 gets a hold of him, we could have a season that's over before it started. Initially, Lamar Jackson was my favorite quarterback play of the week. I didn't think a second thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
The more I have gone down that rabbit hole, the less committed I am to that.
Also in the 1 o'clock slate on Sunday afternoon, you're going to have a showdown in Houston. The Indianapolis Colts taking on the Houston Texans. Why are you shaking your head?
Because you said it wrong.
What?
This is not a showdown in Houston.
Uh-huh.
This is the unveiling of future Offensive Player of the Year, Dameon Pierce.
The Houston Texans have listed Dameon Pierce, the rookie, as their starting running back. We all knew that was going to happen. After the preseason that they cut loose Marlon Mack, you knew it was abundantly obvious that he's the best playmaker that they have, aside from Brandon Cooks.
Well, and adding, I like the addition of Tyler Johnson. You've still got Nico Collins. I'm not as terrified about the receivers as everybody else is. Houston they're just a ham sandwich. It's a team full of, and I could see Indianapolis this is the first one of, hey, you remember when Jonathan Taylor ripped off about 140 yards on 3 runs last year against them? Could happen again.
Think it's going to happen again.
It could easily happen. This is one of those games that, to me, could be just a gross sludge fest for 2 quarters, and then Jonathan Taylor gets loose twice and blowout.
Yep. It could very well happen. I am interested to see the Houston Texans. What are they going to bring? Because one of the takeaways from me in the preseason from Houston was how hair on fiery that defense looked.
They played scrappy. I said that more than once.
Right, like they were hungry. They were out to make a point. Everybody, you think that they don't pay attention, but they do. And they hear everybody talking about this is the worst team on paper possibly in the history of the NFL. They hear all of those things, and all of these players are out to prove a point. I don't like your chances of proving too much against the Indianapolis Colts. I think the Colts probably run away with this game, but it'll be fun to watch to see how long they can keep it competitive.
I could very easily see this as a game that looks like what we saw between Clemson and Georgia Tech last night. The depth of talent will eventually get you.
Yes.
And defensively, they just don't have it. I mean, look, I know the Jalen Petrie hype train has been insane. I have been the conductor of the Dameon Pierce hype train.
Mm-hmm.
But you really look down this roster and go, there are probably only 16 NFL-level players on this entire team. Over time, that's going to wear down. Now, couldn't they come out and be scrappy and contend for a quarter, contend for 2 quarters? That's not out of the realm of possibility, especially when you've got a quarterback that's still learning the offense. You got weapons that are still learning him. Your number 2 receiver is a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could stay close for a bit. I just don't think it will be this is one of those that the final score is probably not indicative of how close 50 of the 60 minutes were.
I'm ready to see the Derek Stingley show.
Well, unfortunately for him, week 1, he goes Michael Pittman, which could be one of those where you go, oh, yeah, you remember when I said it was astronomically stupid that anybody could take Derek Stingley ahead of Sauce Gardner?
Mm-hmm.
That's why. That right there is why.
You like Pittman?
I like Pittman.
In that matchup specifically?
A lot. Welcome to the NFL, Rook. You remember that thing that we talked about him being grabby and inconsistent? And okay, a receiver that is as big and physical as Michael Pittman can make you look stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being the only reliable target in that offense, they're going to go to him early and often. And I don't care who's on the other side of me. And your bailout is, we could put Steven Nelson on him. Great. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun time.
It was asked in the comments about John Mechie.
He will not play this year.
He's not going to play at all this year because of the diagnosis, the leukemia diagnosis. He's going to have to go through treatments and all of that. So he is not going to be active at all this year for the Houston Texans, just so you know.
On the initial unofficial depth chart, Philip Dorsett was listed as the 3. I don't believe that.
It's Tyler.
It's Tyler Johnson.
Yeah.
He's the slot guy.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks will alternate sometimes out of the slot, but that was a quality addition.
And he may not have a giant role week 1 because he's
still
just
learning
joined
the
the team. So, but eventually, Tyler Johnson will take over that slot. He will take over the number 2 slot as well behind Brandon Cooks. I feel pretty certain of that. Still baffled that the Bucs gave him up. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Our Week 1 previews continue next. Eagles and the Lions.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Light delays 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slows west of Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge, traffic is moving well and steady. Smoky Park Highway, no problems. Patton Avenue, a few light delays north and southbound near New Leicester Highway. Checking the drive time from West Asheville to Biltmore Village via 240 eastbound in McDowell Street. Drive time 12 minutes. I'm Lee Benfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Kelley Blue Book. Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer is an official offer to buy your car. Enter your vehicle ID info, answer some questions, then get a no-obligation offer to sell or trade it. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car. Schedule a time and drive away with confidence. For all of the its, kbb.com it.
I did a site visit, and the space is absolutely incredible.
Estate's Reiki Clinic is opening another studio across town.
But there's a lot to wrap up.
But staffing an entire office requires more than just deep breathing.
And at least 4 new practitioners.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Loyalty Lab Interview 6. Subject, grandmother's loyalty. Margie, what do you do when your grandson misbehaves?
Angels don't misbehave.
Here we study the most loyal, like you and... Oh, there goes the lamp.
Shouldn't have put it there.
Shell and the Fuel Rewards program has our members' backs too. It's super easy to save on every gallon. Loyal, just like how you acted like that wasn't his fault.
Someone should clean that up before he gets hurt.
Yes, loyal, just like that.
10 years of FR.com. Terms and conditions apply.
It's hurricane season. Flood insurance can help you avoid paying out of pocket for costly damage. It's time to trust your instincts, get flood insurance, and protect the life you've built. Visit floodsmart.gov. Sponsored by FEMA.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
Roots and wings. The two greatest gifts any parent can give their kid. But when it's time for them to head off to college, there's also groceries, laundry detergent, notebook paper, ironing instructions, and futons that assemble with parts left over. At Ingles, we have all the comforts of home right around the corner. We know that life's biggest steps are best taken with faith and trust in the ones you love the most. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
Let's open up the whole can and kick ass and kill them all. Let the paramedics sort them out.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Don't forget to watch us on YouTube and go to the description of the YouTube video. Click on that first link in the description. It is for Beer City's first fantasy football championship. Yes, we are just taking the mantle here. Battle for the belt. You want to get in on this, a $20 donation to Eblin Charity's St. Nicholas Project. Get you in the battle for the belt. It's a year-long DFS contest. We also have best ball leagues that are available for you to join and compete in. If you are to win the best ball league, you get extra bonus points for winning that league in the DFS contest. At the end of the year, whoever has the most points going to win the custom championship Sportsocracy fantasy football belt, as well as a prize pack worth over $1,000. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click on that live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel while you're there, and also click through that link in the description, and you can find it on all of our social medias as well. Week 1 of the NFL season is upon us. The only 1 o'clock game that we have not talked about coming up on Sunday. I think it's got a chance to be one of the unheralded games of the week. The Philadelphia Eagles against the Detroit Lions.
Well, it should tell you that Vegas has this as a 4-point line.
It's going to be extremely physical.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this will be the bring your lunch pail.
Oh, yeah.
Coffee in a thermos game of the weekend.
2 games that I expect to be extremely physical. It's this one, and it's that Steelers-Bengals game. Shocker of shockers, the Pennsylvania teams are going to be playing very physical football this year. But you've got a matchup between 2 teams that you look at their offensive lines and go, yeah. You look at their weapons and go, yeah. Quarterbacks, yeah, I'm still on the fence about both of them, but you do have a lot of positives for these two teams. Now, obviously, we expect the Eagles to be, up at the top of the ladder and the Lions still to be at the bottom, but the Lions are building.
The Eagles are going to win their division. The Lions will be the most annoying, mediocre team in the NFL because they are going to score points.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, can they stop you at all? And I don't know the answer to that. I just don't. There are a lot of question marks on that defense. I feel good about a corner. I think Aiden Hutchinson was one of the most pro-ready players in this draft. There's just a lot of guys that I'm like, good gracious, you need snaps bad, and there's not enough of them in one game to acclimate.
Mm-hmm. But they're going to come out with a ferocity that we expect from Dan Campbell. He sets the stage for this team. They're going to come out. They're going to be physical, and I can't wait to see that offense in action because I want to see just what the split is.
There may be no team in the NFL that needs to come out and impose their will more than Philadelphia because there's been a lot of, you added A.J. Brown, the defense is talented, there's then that, but it's still Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a team that I feel like needs to blow out who they're playing, it's Philly. You need to come out and show that team you saw last year, that's not us.
Make a statement. Don't win a 14-13 close slog game. Nobody's going to believe in you. If you play it close with the Detroit Lions, you're not going to win many fans.
And now it's on the road. That is something to that's a deal. You've got a lot of new pieces, a lot of moving pieces, and it is tough to win on the road in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Especially against a team that has a lot of internal hope like the Detroit Lions. What I want to see, how does Philadelphia line up with a team that's got weapons? I mean, this is going to sound weird to say, even with Vitae on IR, the offensive line's in the top 8 in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Chark, TJ Hawkinson, DeAndre Swift is in the top 10 of top tier receivers, tight end, running back in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes back to Jared Goff. Big game for him, too.
It is.
Because now, this is not the Rams. It's not Sean McVay. But you've got a lot here. This can't be a 212-yard performance from you.
Right.
You're going to have to carry this team. Can you do it? We shall see.
And, of course, we'll be making all of our picks for Week 1 coming up on Friday's program as we'll be joined in the studio by Asheville Police Chief David Zach. Fresh off of his vows this past weekend, and we'll see if Jeremy or the Chief can hang with the defending champ of Beat the Chief, me.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
And we're dealing with some leftover showers here tonight and Wednesday, just some isolated thunderstorms where they do occur, capable of dumping some pretty good rainfall. Humidity stays high here and drops some into midweek. 64 degrees our low tonight, isolated storm tomorrow, high 79. And then light showers Thursday, Friday, and in heavier rains into the weekend with temperatures in the 60s and 70s this weekend. I'm meteorologist Scott Lariamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Light delays, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slows west of Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge, traffic is moving well and steady. Smoky Park Highway, no problems. Patton Avenue, a few light delays north and southbound near New Leicester Highway. Checking the drive time from West Asheville to Biltmore Village via 240 eastbound in McDowell Street. Drive time 12 minutes. I'm Lee Benfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by FEMA and the National Flood Insurance Program. It's hurricane season. Flood insurance can help you avoid paying out of pocket for costly damage. It's time to trust your instincts, get flood insurance, and protect the life you've built. Visit floodsmart.gov. Sponsored by FEMA.
I think it's just vapor.
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
The Sportsocracy.
You are just dumber than a bag of hammers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. An official announcement from Steelers coach Mike Tomlin today. Quarterback Mitchell Trubisky is their starter for Week 1. He said the team's comfortable with what Trubisky has showed them. Also cited his experience as a franchise QB for the Bears. Trubisky, though, actually not the right QB for the Steelers to compete, believes our Bart Scott.
The AFC and just all the star power, the young star power for the future and beyond is in the AFC. And if you don't have a above average quarterback that can be a plus multiplier for the players around him, you don't have a shot in this division. I don't think you have an opportunity to just kind of sneak your way in, being an okay quarterback and running the ball and playing solid defense and trying to ugly it up.
Bart Scott of Barton Hahn on Get Up. Kenny Pickett is the backup Sunday with Mason Rudolph, the number 3 QB. Women's quarterfinals at the U.S. Open. Ons Jabeur has just pulled off a straight sets victory over Ayla Tomljanovic. Men's quarterfinals, Casper Ruud defeated Matteo Berrettini in straight sets. Tonight's Yankees-Twins game, rained out, will be made up as part of a doubleheader tomorrow. Yankees first baseman Anthony Rizzo put on the injured list with a back issue.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword Vegas to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's Vegas to 200-200.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
And welcome back into the Ingles Studio here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Yes, you could take us with you everywhere you go, live or on demand. You can also see us live on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com. Don't forget to click on that live video link and subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. And also, click the link in the description of the video. The very first link that's in there is the battle for the belt. You want to join in on this, you have until Friday to get in on the battle for the belt. Be Beer City's best fantasy football player. You can win the custom championship belt that we're having made with the Sportsocracy logo. All of our sponsor logos on it as well. There's 2 Tom Brady's. It's got all of it. It's got everything you could want, plus a prize pack worth over $1,000 on the line in the battle for the belt fantasy football championship. $20 donation to Evelyn Charity St. Nicholas Project. Get you into the program or get you into the contest. We want to make sure that we can raise as much money for Evelyn Charities as possible this year. Third hour of the program, as always, kicks off with the daily draft. And today, we're drafting what else? Week 1 matchups in the NFL. Jeremy, I think you were the winner of yesterday's winners and losers of Week 1 in college football.
Unequivocally.
So, the first pick belongs to you. The most intriguing matchup of the weekend is...
There are 2 that are very close to me. But there's only 2 that I look at and go, this is 2 legitimate Super Bowl teams. It's the Bills and the Rams.
Yeah, it's the Thursday night opener. You could not have set a better opening matchup for this season.
I mean, this is as good as it gets. You get the reigning Super Bowl champions, and you feel like this is almost a coronation year for the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Every piece is in place.
It better be.
or you start having shades of the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Of you're the team that can get so close but never get over the hump.
Right. How bad can it get? How loud can it get for the Buffalo Bills? Because this is now the second year in a row that there's a lot of expectations going into the season for Josh Allen and company. And they've fallen short in the AFC Championship game, 2 years in a row now?
No, they weren't in the AFC Championship game last year.
Oh, that's right.
The Chiefs and the Bengals.
That's right. They got knocked out just before that.
I mean, for me, this is one of two games. And I'm not sure you could have picked two better teams in the NFL, especially knowing that the Rams have to be in this. I'm not sure there's anybody else that I would have been more intrigued by.
No. Maybe the Bucs. Maybe if you'd had the really? The last two champions facing off against each other?
Todd Bowles. End of message. Repeat that.
Stop.
God, I'm going to love watching this just implode on you.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you this. If you lose to the Dallas Cowboys, you should take Monday off. Frankly, you might want to hide because we'll find you. Now, do I think it's going to happen?
No.
No, I don't. But if it did.
I seem to remember you saying the same thing about that Oregon-Georgia game. And that didn't go that way either.
I picked Georgia minus 17 and said it was the easiest pick of the week.
But you seriously said, "Oh, you better hope."
Of course I did. Had you lost to Oregon, I would have had 3 full hours to make fun of you.
Absolutely.
Now, this is a lot closer than that was.
I would agree. It's a lot closer. So, number one pick by Jeremy, it was the only choice.
It was not the only choice. There was another one that was really close.
To me, this one is a nose in front of the other best matchup of the weekend, which is going to be my first pick. It's the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers. Is that the game? Is that the second game that you were thinking of there, Jeremy?
Raiders-Chargers?
Yep.
It was.
Two teams that I'm very high on for this year. Much more so on the Chargers side than on the Vegas side, but I still think it's going to be a hell of a season for both of these teams. I'm a little iffy on Josh McDaniels. I get it's his second run as a head coach. It could go better than, or probably will go better than the Denver experiment.
Well, I don't see him beholding himself to Tim Tebow, so it almost can't possibly go worse than Denver did. I feel like whoever loses this game is at a drastic disadvantage.
Why?
Every game in the AFC West is going to matter.
Mm-hmm.
And you start out with a division loss week 1, I feel like you're going to be playing behind the 8 ball for an extended part of the year.
You could be. But I still feel like, this is going to be a close division. They are going to beat up on each other. That's the one thing that I'll look at this division and go, I don't know. I don't know if the eventual AFC champion can come out of this division. You're going to be battle-tested, no doubt, between the Kansas City Chiefs, the Las Vegas Raiders, the LA Chargers, and, of course, Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. They're going to give you fits. But I think we all feel like Denver is the odd man out here in the West.
I don't as much as everybody else does. I think the Raiders are very close. I'm not sure that I don't like the Raiders better than the Chiefs, but it's close.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there is one great big discrepancy between these two teams. I feel like the Raiders can lose this game, and nobody's going to be – it won't be a big narrative on Monday.
No.
Chargers lose this game?
Huge
Number one
narrative.
story.
Yes.
Number one story.
Yes.
You spend all this money, all the pass rushers, J.C. Jackson, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come out and lose to the team that kept you out of the playoffs last year.
Yep.
That would not be a formidable start to what is supposed to be a very, very good year for the LA Chargers.
Agreed.
And I'm not going to disclose the pick on this, but I will tell you when one of these teams desperately needs a game and the other one doesn't, yeah, I tend to lean on the side of the one that does.
All right, my second pick, best matchups of week 1. See, to me, it's those first two picks, and then there's a giant gap, and there's a muddled middle of a bunch of really intriguing games. But are they going to be competitive is the question that I have. One that I have no doubt is going to be competitive. It's a game we've already talked about on the program, Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. AFC North games are always slugfests. You're going to have some of that early game jitters. I have no doubts about it for both of these teams. It's going to be the Super Bowl trip hangover for Cincinnati. And then, of course, you got new quarterback, the first game of the post-Big Ben era for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But they will be well prepared. They will come out with that defense. And I could see them giving the Bengals the best shot in Week 1.
I will say something very similar to what I just said about the Chargers and the Raiders. The Steelers can lose this game. Nobody will bat an eye. This is a team coming off an AFC championship, one of the best young teams in the league. But now if the Bengals lose this, shoo, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about people jumping off a bandwagon. It will be insane how fast people distance themselves from the Bengals if they were to lose this game.
Oh, see, that was just a fluke last year. They got hot at the right time. I can see all the storylines now.
Evan Doyle, one of our resident Bengals fans, had to point out that the Cincinnati Bengals have beaten the Steelers 97-23 combined in their last 3 meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree. It's impossible not to agree because it's a fact.
Yes.
It's the thing about stats. Stats don't care about your feelings.
There you go.
I think this will be a very good game. I think it'll be much more competitive than other people do. And I'm going to continuously reiterate, until Mike Tomlin gives me a reason not to trust him, I'm going to continue to.
Mm-hmm. All right, next most interesting matchup of Week 1. Jeremy, it's your pick.
You took one that was a little off the board to me. So, you're Captain Narrative. I'm not.
Yep.
But I feel like I'm going to have to go narrative pick here.
Okay.
It's Monday Night Football, Broncos and Seahawks.
Okay. That's not bad.
I'm not sure that this game stays close for 15 seconds. But seeing Russ's first game in a different uniform come against the Seattle Seahawks, that's about as interesting as it gets.
Agreed. It's going to be interesting, but as you said, for about 15 and a half seconds.
You think this Bronco thing is just going to hit its stride way easier than I do?
It's not that. I saw Seattle already play in the preseason. I get it was preseason.
Well, it was horribly undisciplined. These are all things that you can.
They're awful.
You can play a lot of these things out, and they tend to be headaches for the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
And Russell's going to come out just with all of the motivation to hand it to Seattle. It'll be an emotional return, obviously, for him. They will give him the big ovation. They will probably have, some type of a ceremony or unofficial ceremony.
Oh, they'll put a picture of him on the board like, hey, remember when we were good?
Those days are gone.
That was me.
Those days are gone now.
Now you have Geno Smith.
I'm very shocked that you went narrative game.
Well, I have another pick. I'm going to think about it for just a minute.
Oh.
And I may go narrative game again.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slowing 26 westbound between Long Shoals Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Hendersonville Road, north and southbound, stop and go approaching Old Airport Road. An accident reported. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road, moving from Sandhill Road to Pond Road, heavy delays. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road northbound, approaching Long Shoals Road, light delays. Again, Bavard Road northbound, slow between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway near the North Carolina Arboretum. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech. Charging a cell phone can be like getting a booster shot. A booster is given to enhance or restore protection after a primary series vaccination, which wanes over time. Schedule an appointment when you are eligible. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Asheville Pizza and Brewing is so happy to announce the return of the $3 movie theater. We've added a second screen to our Merriman Avenue location. Soon you'll be able to catch family favorites, cult classics, and second-run films for only $3, just like the good old days. Visit the main screen for current movies and don't forget about Trivia Night on Wednesdays. Visit AshevilleBrewing.com for info and schedules, or stop by on Merriman Ave. That's AshevilleBrewing.com.
There's a lot of talk about the COVID-19 vaccines, and everyone has an opinion. So I went to somebody I already trusted, my doctor. Talk to your doctor or healthcare provider and make the decision that's right for you. Go to getvaccineanswers.org for the latest information. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Better sleep gives you the energy you need to spend more time doing the things you love. Your sleep equipment helps you manage your sleep disorder and live a more active life, but it only works if you use it. Sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning, and SoClean is a helpful complement to your daily routine. Join over 2 million SoClean customers enjoying peace of mind. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Find out more at SoClean.com. Always follow the manufacturer's instruction. Prepayment required for risk-free trial. For contraindications and details, visit SoClean.com.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
The Sportsocracy.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. Let's keep moving forward.
Back at the Ingles Studio on ESPN Asheville, always brought to you by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings, and we're in the middle of the daily draft where we are taking the most interesting games of Week 1 of the NFL season. Jeremy started off with the best game of the week, which is going to be the opener on Thursday night, the Buffalo Bills against the LA Rams. Then I went back-to-back with the Las Vegas Raiders, Los Angeles Chargers, and the AFC North battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jeremy went narrative game. He's not narrative guy, which shocked me. Denver against Seattle, which Jonathan Welch, who lives up in the Seattle area, up in the Pacific Northwest, he says we're wrong about Russell Wilson and the reception that he's going to receive, that he will be booed the entire game.
I'll say it's 80-20 positive.
That's what I think, but I don't live there.
I could very well be wrong. I've been wrong about these things before. I just can't physically figure out how people are going to go. If you're buying the tickets, all right, if you're buying tickets for this game, knowing how this is going to end in the stadium, I feel like you have to be committed enough to the team that you understand what Russ did for you. Mm-hmm. And he brought you a Super Bowl, he made you a Super Bowl champion, and it just came to a point where it was time to move on.
There's also the thought, though, I mean, is it the scorned lover?
Could be.
That they're just upset that he didn't return, and you know what? There will be a time to honor him when he's done playing. But when he comes back, he is the enemy.
Could
maybe.
Be. My next pick would have been higher if the tables were turned and the road team was the home team.
Mm-hmm.
It probably would have been my first pick had that been the case. It's not, and it wasn't. I'm taking Browns-Panthers.
Wow.
If it'd been in Cleveland, it would have been an absolute circus. Now, you want to talk about a place where a former quarterback would get booed out of the building? That's one of them.
Yeah.
Every time he took a snap, the cameras would be shaking. But you get a former number 1 overall pick, plays his first game not with the team that drafted him, and it's against the team that drafted him, that has to be high on the list.
I don't know. We got a lot of Ohio transplants in the state of North Carolina. All those Browns fans may just they may travel well for this game.
Browns fans do travel well.
Right.
And I could see as many of them that are within shouting distance of Charlotte making the trek to Boo Baker.
Baker Mayfield versus his old team at Bank of America Stadium. You'll hear that game, of course, on our sister station, News Radio 570 WWNC, on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. All right. Now it's my turn again. And among all of the games, obviously, Sunday nights is a huge one for me, personally, because I cannot wait to see what this is going to look like. The Dallas Cowboys, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Sunday Night Football. Look, you've been talking smack about Tom Brady and all his personal issues and the offensive line being, hurt, dead, as you have put it. I don't really care. Tom Brady is going to come out and he is going to prove a point against the Dallas Cowboys this weekend.
I find it comical that people think this, just especially you, because you're the one that's railed against New England because, well, we trust Bill. You're doing the exact same thing with Tom because virtually everything is working against you. And look, I'm not sitting here saying this team's going to be 8-9. I don't think they're a contender at all.
At all.
At all. At all.
Interesting.
There are 4 teams in the NFC that I like better than Tampa Bay.
LA Rams, Green Bay Packers, then who?
San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
And the Philadelphia Eagles.
Stop that.
I believe in their defense. I don't believe in yours.
All because of Todd Bowles?
Todd Bowles is not helping anything. There's a lot of noise. Look, I know you think I'm being that I'm being a jerk here. Your team is in complete disarray, and I've heard that from more than one person that's been on the ground there. That there is something weird here. There are a lot of guys that are not talking to each other. Something's up. And you got a Dallas Cowboy team that has heard nothing but negative about them for 6 months. And now you're going into their stadium, which is going to be packed on Sunday Night Football. I will be impressed if Tom makes this the prove something game that everybody has seemingly chalked this up to.
I think that's the Tom Brady narrative.
Yeah,
I'm narrative guy. Tom Brady does this time and time again.
I'm not narrative guy. I'm Vegas guy, and Vegas has set this at 2.5, and the money's on Dallas, which is telling me somebody thinks there's much more to what I'm saying than you do.
Yeah,
they have gold fixtures. There's a reason for that.
We'll see.
That was the number 1 line that when it debuted a few weeks ago, number 1 line I wanted to see. And it's done nothing but go down. That tells me sharp money is on Dallas. Not telling you I'm picking Dallas.
Yeah.
Not saying that. Just saying I think you're going to see a product that looks a little different.
All right, we shall see. But, yeah, I feel like Tom Brady, with all the noise around this offseason, he's going to be out to prove a point this year. He came back for a reason and put his private life on the line to do so. I think that gives him the extra motivation to make it a special year.
The latest rumor is that he didn't put anything on the line. That wasn't actually what the argument was about, and it's what audibled the decision.
Interesting.
Of, okay, I don't want to be here like this. But now he's very triste.
Very what?
Sad.
Oh.
It's sad in Spanish.
Oh, gotcha.
3 years of it, I need to use it for the 7 times I remember what the word I'm looking for is.
All right. I'm taking the Dallas-Tampa Bay game on Sunday Night Football. My next pick, I'm going Eagles-Lions. I'm a huge believer in Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions, not to win their division or anything. I think this is going to be that team that you don't want to face. They're going to have a special belief in themselves. They're going to play everybody close. And I'm still, call me the odd man out. I still can't believe in your quarterback in Philadelphia.
Quarterback made the playoffs. And Lamar Jackson has proven you do know how to be the greatest thrower of the football to play quarterback the way the NFL works right now.
True.
I would have taken that one had you not. You left me. I had 9 choices. I knew my last pick was going to be 9th, so I only needed 9, and you left me with 8 and 9.
Okay.
So, first one's Packers-Vikings. This narrative that Aaron has no receivers, and that's going to lead this team to be, it's going to take such a step back. Stupid. To me, it's a completely stupid narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers has spent much of his career playing with average to below average receivers. Now he has sat back for 9 months and heard nothing but flack about how weird he is and how he's missed his window and he's greedy and on and on and on and on. There is only one team in this division, to me, that can challenge them. I'm not saying they're guaranteed to finish second. If you told me somebody finishes in the ballpark of them, it would be the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to come out and make amends for a wrong that happened last year. For me, I want to see Green Bay come out and just pound Minnesota. And if they don't, that's going to tell me something.
Mm-hmm. And when we did our initial schedule release predictions, Jeremy and I both had Minnesota winning this game.
We did. Not so sure I feel that way now. Let you know on Friday. The other one, to me, and we talked about this one earlier, it's the Pats and the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
This is a narrative game because this is one where if New England wins, the rest – I'm not going to say the rest of the year doesn't matter, but that same old Dolphins thing is not going to go away. So if you're Mike McDaniel, you should be pounding every table in the building saying this is the game we can't lose.
Mm-hmm.
So another one that I want to see the better team come out, assert their dominance, and show me all of the things that with Miami that I've heard, with Green Bay that I've been screaming all offseason long.
All right, my last pick, I've already said I'm looking forward to this one on Sunday afternoon, and it is the Jaguars and the Commanders. I want to see what these two teams look like. I have much more faith in the Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, that felt gross to say. But I do. I have more faith in Doug Peterson and the Jacksonville Jaguars right now than I do in Ron Rivera and the Washington Commanders. But this is your chance to prove it to me. This is your chance to prove it to me that you are that Ron Rivera is a better coach than I think he is.
I've long been on the overrated Ron Rivera train.
He's a culture guy, locker room guy. I get it. He's good with the players. The players have his respect. That's awesome. But he's also a guy who's never strung together winning seasons. He's got an overall losing record. I don't really buy into the quarterback, but I think it's going to be fine. And I think this has a chance to be a pretty high-scoring game. And it's going to be fun to watch. I could see this fully being a, 32-30 last-second field goal wins or something. Jacksonville Jaguars, Washington Commanders. All right, Daily Draft is in the books. Did you want to do a UDFA?
No.
We've already been through 10 matchups. There's only 6 left.
Yeah, and if I was doing one, it would be the Jets, and it would be for selfish reasons, so I'm going to say no.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. The Sportsocracy's been getting healthier with the PhD weight loss program. Since Thanksgiving, I am down 90 pounds because PhD has taught me a better way to live, that I can cut out the sugar, I can eat healthier, I can be more active, and the pounds will just fall off. And that's exactly what they've done. All of my clothes are too big. I've got to buy a whole new wardrobe. It's a good problem to have.
PhD is not just for people that have to lose copious amounts of weight. I didn't have tons of weight to lose. I just had to change the way I think about food. I had gotten lazy in my older age. It had had an effect on my sleep, on my knees, on my back, and on my activity. Little over 6 months into the program, I'm back to my high school weight. I'm more active than ever, and it's thanks to the planning program of PhD Weight Loss.
And PhD has been right by my side the entire time. Their health coaches have been encouraging me through it and helping me figure it out because I've always been a big guy, and I don't really know how to be a 200-pound tank. I've always been 300-pound tank. They can do the same for you. Find a better path for the rest of your life. PhD Weight Loss. Go to myphdweightloss.com. PhD Weight Loss is the official weight loss program of the Clemson Tigers and their fans.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
And we're dealing with some leftover showers here tonight and Wednesday, just some isolated thunderstorms where they do occur, capable of dumping some pretty good rainfall. Humidity stays high here and drops some into midweek. 64 degrees our low tonight, isolated storm tomorrow, high 79. And then light showers Thursday, Friday, and in heavier rains into the weekend with temperatures in the 60s and 70s this weekend. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slow between Long Shoals Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. In the Oak Park area, Hendersonville Road north and southbound stop and go. Approaching Old Airport Road due to an accident. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road moving from Sand Hill Road to Pond Road, traffic is stop and go. Near Avery Creek, Brevard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. And light delays Brevard Road northbound between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway near the North Carolina Arboretum. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Your burrito prayers have been answered. Taco Bell's double steak grilled cheese burrito is back with that juicy steak smothered in nacho cheese with a 3-cheese blend that's grilled on top. At participating U.S. Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. Hours and participation vary. Double the steak claim as compared to the steak quesadilla.
Get ready to win your way into our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival. September 23rd and 24th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Stream it free on the CW app and CWTV.com. Keep listening for the next chance to win your way and $1,000 spending cash. See you there. The iHeartRadio Music Festival is connecting all of us.
Capital One is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival for the 6th year in a row, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
The Honest Truly Calming Collection is our must-have for Hazy's nighttime routine. The tear-free shampoo body wash and moisturizing conditioner help make bath time easy. The Truly Calming face and body lotion nourishes his delicate skin throughout the night. Honest overnight diapers keep leaks on lock for up to 12 hours, so we can both get a good night's sleep. For sweet dreams, end your kiddo's day with the Honest Truly Calming Collection.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at RogueCombatClub.com.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Back here in the Sportsocracy, Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene with the most important message of the day. We give it to you every day at 5:30. It's don't do crimes. And over the weekend, you may have heard wind of this. and it still baffles me. Authorities are investigating after somebody stole a plane in Mississippi. And the Cessna that was stolen, they think it possibly could be somebody that works at the airport that stole the plane. But the plane circled around the Tupelo, Mississippi area for 5 hours. Homeland Security even put out a massive alert. And apparently the communications between the plane and the tower was that this guy was threatening to crash the plane into the Walmart on West Main Street in Tupelo. To the point where, of course, they evacuated the Walmart and the surrounding area. Nobody has said anything publicly about what the possible motivations for this could have been. There's been talk about, just a possible mental breakdown by the person who stole the plane and flew it around, and I just don't understand the threat of crashing it into the Walmart. Is that the most populated place in Tupelo, Mississippi?
I would assume so.
I don't know. It just seemed like one of the weirdest stories that you just didn't expect. And it was to the point where everybody was so freaked out that a former state legislator in Mississippi, who also runs a funeral parlor, told the media that he had been getting calls all day. In fact, one person said, "Oh my God, do we need to cancel Mom's funeral?" To which Steve Holland replied, "No, life will go on."
We tell a lot of stupid criminal stories in this segment. Mine might be A, the creepiest, and B, the dumbest that you will possibly ever come across. His name is Stephen John Novelli. He is 54 and lives in Walnut Creek, California, and he is a cretin. He has been arrested and faces 83 felony and misdemeanor charges related to putting a hidden camera in a bathroom at a Starbucks.
Oh.
And he didn't just do it once. He did it twice.
2 different locations?
Same location. They found the first one, so he put in a second one.
Wow.
That's what makes him incredibly creepy. Here's what makes him incredibly stupid. He came to the Starbucks multiple times and was caught by the memory card in the camera that he installed, showing up to use said bathroom and adjusting the camera.
Oh.
Why would you adjust the camera if you didn't know it was there?
Right.
That's dumb thing number 1. Here's dumb thing number 2. He gave them his real name when he ordered his coffee. So all they had to do was go through DMV records using facial recognition to figure out who he was.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the third stupid thing. He refused to tell investigators where his laptop was. He simply said that it was gone. One problem with that. His now estranged wife is also on the deed to the house.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't need his permission to search the house. They only needed hers,
right?
Which she graciously gave, and they found the laptop hidden in a crawl space, and it had a slew of videos off this camera. Congratulations, Mr. Novelli. You were both the creepiest and stupidest criminal of September 6th, 2022.
Oh, my gosh. Don't do crimes. Week 1 of the NFL season is upon us. We've talked about all the games in the 1 o'clock slate, the Thursday night game, the afternoon slate on Sunday will be just as entertaining. And first up, Jeremy, let's talk about the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. As I said in the daily draft, this was the game that when we did our initial schedule release predictions for the season, you and I both had Green Bay slipping up and losing this game on the road in Minnesota. Why did you pick it?
Originally, because I didn't think the Aaron Rodgers thing would have as easy of a resolution. And then I just kind of stuck with it because Minnesota's been a thorn for them. I like Kevin O'Connell. Mm-hmm. The offense was good when they had really very little in the way of creativity. Now, why have I possibly changed my mind?
Changed my mind?
I'm not dead committed to it yet. I look at Aaron Rodgers and go, you are one of the pettiest people in the NFL. And the fact that you have been railed on all offseason long for a slew of things, including just being kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Receivers, things you've said, Jordan Love. If there's ever a time where you come out and just go, hey, y'all, watch this, it's here.
Yeah.
It's here. I'm not worried about the receivers. I've long said Romeo Doubs is going to be fine. I think Christian Watson will be fine. It will be an accumulation of parts. They may not have one receiver that has more than 650 yards, but they're going to have about 7 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be fine.
I originally picked this game because I'm a believer. I'm a believer in Minnesota, and I'm a believer in the Kevin O'Connell experiment here. I think the thing that was holding this team back was its leadership. From the GM in the front office to the head coach. Mike Zimmer, he was a great defensive coordinator, but not a good head coach.
And he had game for days.
Absolutely.
If you're looking for somebody to go just hit a bar with, Mike Zimmer, top 5 bros of all time.
Probably so. But I feel like with Kevin O'Connell now taking over, this offense is going to be a little more electric, and I think that's frightening for any team. Will Green Bay, get stomped? No, not a chance of that happening. But I could very well see this being a field goal game, and I like Minnesota to come out on top.
No team in the NFL, according to my metric, has a better chance not only to win, but to cover than the Green Bay Packers.
Really?
That's just a little tidbit to know.
And it's going to be Aaron Rodgers doing the damage. Or it's just the sum of all parts.
I think it's comical that this is one of the 3 or 4 best defenses in the NFL, and nobody ever talks about that. It all falls on Aaron. Oh, okay. That defense is real good, too.
Yes, they are. They are very, very good. Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings should be another great battle, my opinion. Also in the 4 o'clock slate, you'll see the Tennessee Titans go up against the New York Giants. I don't have any great expectations for this New York Giants team this year. I don't think there are many people that do. Maybe diehard Giants fans feel like they've got something, but I think it's going to be rocky at best to start out.
You're in the beginning stages of a rebuild. Now, I think you've got a lot of good pieces. I think you got the right coach. I like the fact that Mike Kafka is going to be calling the plays.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I don't like. 92% of the money is on the New York Giants.
Really?
At plus 5.5.
Really?
And I don't get it.
I might understand it more if they were at home.
Nashville's
a tough place to play.
I don't often get an NFL team that does what college teams do. I can't tell you how the games are going to come out, but Vegas is going to be 1 point to 1.5 points off on the spread on them for at least the first 3 weeks of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And Tennessee may be that one in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a particularly good game. I really struggle to believe the Giants are going to go on the road and beat anybody, let alone the team that was the one in the AFC last year.
I agreed. How are you gonna stop Derrick Henry? That's the big question.
Now, I will say, we don't do this anymore, but when we first did a fantasy show, if I was really impressed by something, I would yell it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will say, between the New York Giants and the Tennessee Titans, I am in love with the
under 17-3.
I could see this being 13-7. Just gnarls, Barkley, gross, eye broccoli of an NFL football game.
Right.
This could be one that at the Village Porch, which is our official Sunday watch party location, it will be on a television. And it may be a television that I don't look at more than 3 times in the 4 o'clock window.
The Arizona Cardinals open up at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's not going to go their way. I've heard the same criticisms about the Green Bay Packers being made for the Kansas City Chiefs of, but the weapons. Okay, but I like the Chiefs' weapons better than I do Green Bay's weapons, at least in the wide receiver core. I mean, one's got Juju. The other one has trotting out Romeo Doubs. He's the best guy you got.
Yeah. But there's a combination of all parts.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not one can't run the football to save its life. The other one has a two-headed monster in its backfield. But this is still Patrick Mahomes. And I think we're just the way people are jumping the shark on Green Bay is going to take a step back because there's no wide receivers. They're doing the same thing with Kansas City, and it's a fool's errand.
I have said we won't be giving picks in this segment. I will say this. You could not have set this number high enough for me to not take Kansas City.
Yep.
You could tell me it was 17. I don't care. I do not care. Mm-hmm. You're undervaluing one of these teams. You're overvaluing the other one. Vegas on the whole. To me, this is the layup of the weekend.
Chiefs minus 6.5.
I don't care if it's minus 16.5. This is the layup of the weekend.
Yep.
One of you cannot play defensively. You have nothing in the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've got Pat Mahomes where you cannot lock into any one of these receivers. Travis Kelce, great. Double him. See how that works.
Yep.
You probably won't slow him down anyway and leave everybody else single covered. That'll go well.
And, of course, we all know the turmoil that's been all over the news about the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray reuniting with Marquise Brown. There is no DeAndre Hopkins to start out the season. It's going to be a very, very tough weekend to start out for the Arizona Cardinals. I feel pretty certain of that. Then we got the Los Angeles Chargers against the Las Vegas Raiders. Over?
Yeah.
I mean, it's 52, and I feel like that's
low. Which means Vegas is probably just daring you to do it. There's certain games you look at and go, I'm going over that number no matter what.
Yes.
And that would have been one of them. And then when they set it as the fourth highest number of the weekend, that makes you go, okay, there you have goal fixtures for a reason. Why are you doing this?
Is it because they're scared of the defenses? Or
I don't
think
know.
The defenses will be able to impose their will?
I think both defenses are better than people are chalking this up to.
I
do. I think both of these defenses are better than people think or are given credit for.
Yeah.
And so the chances of this being a track meet are not as high as people will think. You see Devontae Adams and Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, Darren Waller, you immediately go to track meet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as positive of that. I think that might end up being the best game of the weekend.
I think it very well could be. That's why I made it my number one pick in the daily draft today, because I think it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be fun to watch. If it went one way or the other, and like if I told you this game was going to be a blowout, who wins?
Chargers.
Yep. I agree. And it all comes down to the Las Vegas secondary for me. I'm not a believer.
Now, I will say this. If you told me that this game is either going to be a blowout or a tie, it would take me a lot to not go tie because I don't see a path that blowout's happening.
Mm-hmm. We'll take a quick break. When we come back from the break, we'll cover the primetime games, Sunday Night Football, and Monday Night Football for Week 1.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Light delays, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slows approaching Long Shoals Road and continuing to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Smoky Park Highway northbound approaching Sand Hill Road delays. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road moving from Sand Hill Road to Bavard Road is very busy. Sweeten Creek Road southbound, heavy delays approaching Mills Gap Road. Hendersonville Road southbound is slow south of Old Airport Road to Fanning Bridge Road in the Fletcher area. I'm Lyndon Peel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Summer is winding down, but business needs keep ramping up. Check out Indeed, the all-in-one hiring solution that helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Better sleep gives you the energy you need to spend more time doing the things you love. Your sleep equipment helps you manage your sleep disorder and live a more active life, but it only works if you use it. Sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning, and SoClean is a helpful complement to your daily routine. Join over 2 million SoClean customers enjoying peace of mind. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Find out more at SoClean.com. Always follow the manufacturer's instruction. Prepayment required for risk-free trial. For contraindications and details, visit SoClean.com.
Hi, I'm Chad Greenway. After retiring from the NFL, I've embraced my new role coaching my kids in their youth sports. Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to train, screen, and educate all of our basketball coaches. Visit trustedcoaches.org to learn more. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Okay, everyone gather around. I have some exciting...
Running her shoe factory, Kendra talks the talk and walks the walk.
We're switching to green energy.
She needs a biotech consultant to erase her carbon footprint.
All operations will net zero emissions.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
Roots and wings. The two greatest gifts any parent can give their kid. But when it's time for them to head off to college, there's also groceries, laundry detergent, notebook paper, ironing instructions, and futons that assemble with parts left over. At Ingles, we have all the comforts of home right around the corner. We know that life's biggest steps are best taken with faith and trust in the ones you love the most. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
The Sportsocracy.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
Back here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, rolling through the storylines for Week 1 in the NFL. We've worked our way down to the primetime games here to close out the program. Sunday Night Football down at Jerry World. You're going to see the rematch of last year's Week 1 game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. You all know where my allegiances lie. I am a born and bred Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. And I know there's been a lot going on with this team with injuries and retirements and free agency and Tom's absence from training camp. But I still rely on the GOAT to be able to shut it all out and come out and prove a point. And I think that's the reason he came back. One of the reasons, anyways, that he came back from his 40-day retirement was because he knows he still can play at a high level in this league. Hell, last year was the best year he'd ever had, statistics-wise. And he is going to come out, I feel like, and try to make a statement in Week 1.
I firmly believe both of these teams are grossly overrated. And I'm going to say this about Tom Brady. I'm going to put it on record, and you know what? If it comes back to bite me, it won't be the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is the Joe Montana year.
Okay.
The year with the Chiefs where he makes the playoffs, and it was just very obvious by the end that he was cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're fantastic. Father Time's undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
Father Time's undefeated. I'm not sure how committed he actually is. I don't know what's going on. The fact that you won't talk about it makes me all the more curious about it. And I've said with Brady, when it hits the rocks, it will hit the rocks and it will accelerate quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not necessarily saying this is where that happens. I just you're 46 years old, 45 years old.
It's as good a time as any.
I mean, just think of it this way. He's 7 years older than Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're talking about Aaron being on the back nine.
Right.
And I understand he sits around and smokes ayahuasca and doesn't eat avocado ice cream. I get that. At some point, it's like the old Ron White joke about the guy that wanted to prove he could withstand the winds of a Category 5 hurricane because he was in such great shape. It's not that the wind is blowing. It's what the wind is blowing.
Right.
And that's kind of where I'm getting with Tom. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying the acceleration of hits, the line, all of the things that are working against you, eventually it'll catch up to you, and I'm afraid it's going to be this year.
You want to talk about overreactions. Either way this game goes, there's going to be an overreaction on Monday morning of, oh, my God, look how Dallas lost. It's just the same old Dallas Cowboys. And if Tampa loses, it's going to be, here, this is what we expected. The downfall is here. And then Monday Night Football, narrative game. You got the Denver Broncos, Russell Wilson going back to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. And I just think they are going to mow over Seattle.
I'm not as sure that Denver is going to look as seamlessly good as you are. They're exponentially more talented than Seattle. I'm curious to see the reaction to Russ. I had not really thought about it being a negative, terse atmosphere until it was said in the YouTube comments by our Seattle resident, upper Northwest resident, Jonathan Welch. I hadn't thought of that. And that's an interesting part of this. The 12s always show up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think just because there's no Russ, that's going to prevent that from happening. I could still see the stadium being loud. First-time head coach in Denver. Look, I'm not telling you I'm picking the Seahawks. That to me is a very interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
In a weekend that has two that are very interesting, and then a lot of, well, yeah, I mean, to the right person. I mean, to me, this is like an old man slipping into a bath. All right, you got to get acclimated to how hot the water is, so you don't just cannonball in.
Right.
You get two really good games. One's on Thursday, one's in the 4 o'clock window on Sunday. Everything else is the bubble bath and the squeegee thing, the loofah.
I was going to say, you using squeegees?
I'm not using a squeegee. I'm also not using a loofah. All right. I mean, I'm a millennial, but washcloth will suffice.
Just bar of soap, or do you use like liquid soap?
Oh, I'm a liquid soap guy.
Really?
To be really honest with you, I actually do both.
Double soap.
Depends on what I'm after.
All right.
Body wash sometimes is like Dawn dish detergent. Like I don't know that it's doing the greatest things for my skin.
If you're using the liquid though, you got to use something. Washcloth?
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah, I'm not a loofah guy.
Can you imagine Jeremy with the big pink poofy thing in the shower?
I look like the brawny man's cousin. I'm not using a loofah.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. We will be back with you on Thursday for the dawn of the NFL season. Braves baseball here in our time slot tomorrow afternoon. So enjoy the break. I know I will. And we will see you back here Thursday afternoon at 3.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
And we're dealing with some leftover showers here tonight and Wednesday, just some isolated thunderstorms where they do occur, capable of dumping some pretty good rainfall. Humidity stays high here and drops some into midweek. 64 degrees our low tonight, isolated storm tomorrow, high 79. And then light showers Thursday, Friday, and in heavier rains into the weekend with temperatures in the 60s and 70s this weekend. I'm meteorologist Scott Lariamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slowing 26 westbound approaching Long Shoals Road, continuing to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road, moving from Sand Hill Road to Bavard Road, delays. Smoky Park Highway northbound approaching Sand Hill Road, also slow. Sweeten Creek Road southbound, stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. On Charlotte Highway, no backups. Tunnel Road moving well. Checking the drive time from Biltmore Forest to Fletcher via Hendersonville Road southbound. Drive time 15 minutes. I'm Lee Minfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You might not have the biggest garage on the block, but with eBay Motors, there's 122 million parts right at your fingertips. Whatever you need, there's something that fits your vehicle. Air filters, tires, seat covers, and more. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
This week of the Buncombe County Game of the Week, it's the last week of non-conference action as AC Reynolds host Rabun Gap. The Eagles come over from Georgia with a 2-1 overall record and a talented roster. The Rockets are 3-0. It's a matchup of public versus private schools Friday night. Sports Tank Friday gets us going at 6:30. The Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show is at 7, and the kickoff at 7:30. The best coverage of high school football is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.